Hello, hello. Yeah, really. Hey, SJ, how are you doing? All right. Hold on, Amy. Let me do this. Part time. Click on that. Anybody else wants to join for a few? Go for it. I will remove it here in a bit. I know we've been bouncing all over the interwebs, but it is what it is. So, no, I got pants on. You don't have to wear pants. I got pants on. Who knows? I don't know where Rob is. He knows the stream came over here, so. We'll see if Amy, oh, there she is. Are you there? She's still lagging.
I'm here. You just put a link in there, so that means anybody can join it. So that wasn't a private link, right?
I put the link in chat. I'll remove it.
I'm here.
But if anybody wants to join, the link's in chat. Frank, what's up? Treasure Trolls, hello, hello. Chris, Canadian Relics, hello, Michael.
Let me turn that down. How do I do that?
I'm here.
Why am I hearing it twice?
Well, probably because you have to turn off YouTube. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I did. But I would think that I could at least hear. Now I can't even see it now.
Seven Wonders is on his front porch, so he's still got pants on. That's always a good thing. He don't look happy about it, though. Yes, it's the Amy invasion. Invasion of the Amy's. Yes.
I'm going to figure out how I can see it again.
Well, that's just a little creepy, North Jersey. Just saying. I don't know what your neighbors think about that. Hopefully you don't have any neighbors. Treasure Trolls, it is not that warm to be on your back porch, sip and shine naked. CJ, how goes it? How are you, dude? So, hopefully it came up on YouTube like it was supposed to. Oh, it did. This is not about coins this evening. Although I have an ass ton of pennies in front of me. It's 63 there. Are you shitting me? That's not even right. Burn down your new printer. I'm sure you've been running that thing like crazy. And Amy disappeared again. She's not having very good luck with her service, I think. Oh my God, I hate you. And I'll tell you, I'll show you why in here in just a minute. I have to, only bad thing about not having a Mac computer because everything else I have is Mac, is that I have to email everything to myself to get it from my phone to my computer, unless somebody knows something different. He's stalking you, SJ. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, her picture is good Canadian relic.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Uber.
Hangouts. Rob, if you scroll up in her link here, she put the link. In there, it's like it's at the beginning of her link here. The beginning chat.
Yeah, it's me, SJ.
Who else is here?
It's me, CJ.
That would be Mr. CJ.
I am trying my 0.2 millimeter nozzle, which is half the size of what I normally run.
Oh,
So,
cool.
I'm hoping that it's gonna work. I hope. Yeah, I don't know. It's all a test. So we'll see. We'll see where it gets to, because this is the stamp for Novus.
Very cool.
That's my...
Rob, I don't know how Amy does it, and I'm on my computer. I posted the link up above. And 7, I will work on that for you.
Not be fun like that. Huh. I'm probably gonna have to pay attention to that later.
And Amy just left.
Yeah, she keeps on coming in and dropping out.
Yeah. Well, she had chat up for a while, and yeah, her signal was going in and out, something bad. No, Rob, you cannot add something to the Nova sign.
I changed all my settings and everything on my printer profile, because I'm using my other computer, not my streaming computer, to control this one. Until I get some hardware on Friday. What day is today? Wednesday. On Friday, I'm supposed to get some hardware so I can flash the main board, load a bootloader, and then upgrade the firmware, or update the firmware, so that I have some other protections like thermal runaway protection, which will help basically prevent this from melting down.
Oh, wow. I understood most of what you said, but yeah, holy crap.
So
There's a lot going into doing that shit,
There's
hey?
2 heaters. There's the heater for the nozzle right here,
Uh-huh.
and then there's a heater for the bed. And each one of those has a thermistor, which is basically like a thermometer. Well, if the printer gets a reading from the thermistor that is less than what it's supposed to,
Uh-huh.
then it will increase the temperature. Well, if that thermistor or something happens to that thermistor, and it fails to register, then basically the computer will just tell it to keep increasing temperature.
Oh,
That's
and then you're
thermal
gonna end
run.
up burning the shit out.
So then it basically just melts down, and that's thermal runaway, is what that is. So that can happen on both the heat bed and the heat block. But I've got a piece in it, over there in the back. It's blue. It's lighting up. Called a MOSFET, MOSFET. Basically, what
Yeah.
that does is that the current draw that would normally go to the heat bed, because the heat bed is the one that usually melts. The current draw is on that MOSFET and not going directly to the heat bed, so that helps.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I have no idea.
Definitely not something you can just go get, and it's not a plug and play.
No. Like there are machines that you can get that are pretty much plug and play.
Yeah.
But there's all of the little pieces that you still have to make sure. You still have to make sure the bed is level. You still have to make sure, all of these other pieces are running, before, because like my other one is, I've got it tuned like finite, like bed leveled, all the wires, how it's hooked up, the software, and that thing is just a straight up go.
Oh, wow.
So,
All right, Rob, hopefully that worked for you. I am going to show you guys this, which is totally not age appropriate. So if you have children, make sure they're not
look
listening.
away.
Cover their ears, not look away. Just cover their ears. I was showing this earlier. Oh, I have to download them. Son of a bee. Never mind. We'll stop that for a second while I get these downloaded. This is what I had to deal with today, and it's May 1st. Here we go. This will work now.
Are you presenting me right now?
No, I should be presenting me. Sharing my screen.
Oh, there you go.
So that was my front windshield when I walked outside today. I'm on my way to the post office, and look at this shit. Then I was trying to get a video of the snowplow going past me because he was flipping slush up like 9-10 feet up in the air. And I just missed it, and that's what I got.
Your stream is still showing me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, it should be a little bit behind.
Unless I'm on live and it's still showing me.
Oh, that's because I have you highlighted. There we go. We'll do that again. This is what happens. See, now it wants... All right, screw it. I'm done. You've seen it. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. You're the only one in here with it. That's all that matters. Nobody else wants to be cool and hang out. Novus, you bitch. Hi.
Wow.
Not really.
That was cold.
It was a little cold. I love you, Novus. I didn't really mean that. I swear I didn't. It was the beer talking.
What number are you on?
I just opened number 3, so I'm really fine.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of goofy.
Well, that makes one of us.
What number are you on?
My 24 ounce. I just started a little while ago.
Did you? What are you drinking?
Monster.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know.
I was actually going to drink a Red Bull, and I thought I had another one in here, and I can't find it anywhere, so I went to the beer.
I had lunch at like 3, Went through a box of quarters against my better judgment, and I wasn't wrong because it was garbage.
Well, I just went through a box of pennies, and I have one roll left sitting here that I have not actually gone through. And then I have another roll left, 2 rolls basically left out of the whole box. And I have 11 Wheaties, 4 Canadians.
I got a 1912 Philadelphia, but the box before that was a 72 DDO number 8. So that is the 5th 72 DDO that I found.
Very cool. I did get a 32D. I think that was the best, earliest Wheatie I got.
Still, that's
And then I
not bad
got
at all.
Canadians. But
Canadian.
really, this box has been very, very lackluster. I did get one coin that made me sit there and go, huh? And I know this is not about coins. But now I'm going to have to put my glasses on and find it and show it to you because it's one of those what the fuck coins.
Oh, I got my other piece that I was waiting on.
Huh.
Other piece.
We're going to do coin for just a second.
Mine's technically not a coin, but I got my Lewis and Clark 1905 so-called dollar in today.
Nice.
That I got from Raston.
Okay.
She's a
So
deal.
look at this thing. This is a 72D.
72D. Yeah.
It is circulated to all hell. It's dirty. It's gross. It
Yep.
is what it is. But look at that.
It's been acid washed.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Because I'm like, there is no way that die broke like that, like around his head
No,
and
it's acid.
around that, and it's
And
all
that-
raised and everything.
And that
else
explains all the
sunk
color.
in. Like, what in the?
But you notice there's no sharp corners. Right, acid.
Okay. Yeah, that was my.
Or some kind of acidic
Something.
liquid. I don't know. It's the best way I can say it.
Some kind of something.
I'm retarded.
No, you're not retarded. But yeah, that was Lincoln on
Oh,
it.
I went full retard last night.
Oh, did you?
Oh. Brain just completely shut off for like half an hour. It was awesome.
I love when my brain does that.
Oh.
That's usually when the best shit comes out of my mouth. And I amaze myself going, I can't believe I just said that. Hey,
my
Studios, how are you? Good to see you guys. Alexander, I haven't said hi. John, there's a bunch of people. Currency Kid. Big Bank, Little Bank.
my thing is just usually like my brain will just stop like processing words. And so like I'm gonna have to like keep a dictionary or something next to me and just be like flipping through and be like, well, okay, what's that word for that thing? That thing for the doohickey that does the thing. And
The doodad.
thingamajig.
The Witchamacbob.
What's up, Pusa? I like watching Pusa.
Alexander, you could do all kinds of weird things to coins. And that is a whole nother subject all within itself.
Right.
So I posted a link. If anybody wants to join chat, feel free. I started this one because Part-Time Detector was having issues with hers. So we were trying to see if this would help out. Mike, what's up? And me and CJ are just sitting here shooting the poop.
I tell you what though, you can get you can get Ken and Shumar going on some stuff.
Oh, really? Well, I
Oh.
know they started last night. They were on Blues, I think.
Yeah, then we came over to mine, and then we were. I think I went to bed at like 2 o'clock this morning,
Nice.
2 or 3. I don't know. I don't even know.
Are you in Mountain or are you Pacific time zone?
Pacific.
Oh, geez.
I know, right?
Well, it's 5 o'clock for me.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I see you guys going on like as I'm like just trying to wake up, and you guys have been on for like a couple hours. It's like maybe I should stop trying to go to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I should.
right. Novus, what's up?
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm stressing life.
Yes.
I can't go on live for my life.
Why?
I don't know. Like I lost that whole setup. Like now they have a different studio setup on the laptop. Like it doesn't give me the same options as before.
Are you using OBS? Are you using Streamlabs? What?
Hey,
I'm
Pusa.
on YouTube.
Just on YouTube?
Yeah, because you could the only you can't stream if you're on like a mobile, but you can do it from a desktop.
Right. Or a laptop.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do it on the laptop because I tried to go on last night, couldn't do it, and then I figured, okay, well this might just go away, and now it hasn't. So I don't know where the whole live streaming options are.
Are you
Well,
in Creator Studio or Studio Beta?
Beta.
Don't use the beta.
Well, how do you get back to the creator? Like it does. That's what I'm looking for, but it won't give me that option. It only gives me beta option.
Okay, so on the Studio Beta, the jacked up thing is that so on the left hand side of the on the panel, you actually have the Creator Studio Classic that you can click on to get back to the Classic. But if you wanted to get to the live stream part on the left hand side, go over where it says Channel and then Dashboard, and then scroll down right there.
Hold on, CJ. Let me get there because I want to see this. I want to see if this is what I've been missing. This is why I love you.
I just show up.
Hi, Pusa. I'm sorry. I see you pop in there.
No problem. How are you? I got it up.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just dropped by for a second. See you guys.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, pleasure's all mine. I didn't know if he had his open, so I was just showing while CJ was talking. I was just going along here while I opened it up, so I'd show him where to click.
Oh, there you go. Here, I'll present you so everybody can see it. Because if they're, I know I had that same issue before too, and it was a pain in the butt to try and figure out how to get back.
It is
Hey,
awful.
Mart, how you doing?
It is awful, and I mean beta. We got to get used to it because it is coming. The other one will be gone eventually. But I hate this kind of purgatory mess we're in right now.
Oh, this is crazy. Like this is horrible.
Yeah. But if you go right to the bottom, you see it says Creator Studio Classic right here.
All right, but then it pops up a whole bunch of windows.
Yeah, right here.
All right. So then what do you do there?
Well, if you don't want to do anything, just literally hit skip.
Okay.
Or if you do genuinely want to tell them something's wrong with it, you can select one of these things like something is missing and write it in here, whatever you want to say.
But just hit skip.
Yeah.
Something is missing. Common sense.
Exactly. I wish they'd put that into it. So yes, and then once you're there, then you have your access to everything like you had it before.
All right.
But-
It possibly could be J Mart. You
But
know, you never know.
Go into live.
I can't see chat, so I'm sorry if anybody's.
It's all good. We got you covered.
You're good.
All right, let me try to get that going because now I'm having like all kinds of issues. Oh my god!
It's somewhere between the keyboard and the chair.
Operator error. Replace user. Click enter.
It's telling me to run Windows diagnosis. I had set up like this whole. Oh my god! I'm having so many issues, guys. Just bear with me. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Are you feeling verklempt, Novus?
A little
Do
bit.
you need a subject? The Industrial Revolution. It was neither industrial nor revolution. Discuss.
A little bit. I love it. They're resolving the problems, it says. So let's see. Oh Jesus!
ID10T.
I gotta get a whole new setup.
Oh,
I gotta get a
people
whole setup.
suffer from ID10T errors every day
Hmm.
on massive scales.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You guys had put the link out. I mostly just wanted to come on and never had a chance to really get on the coin community. I did. Well, we had Manic Coins on as a guest, but other than that, I just always wanted to thank the coin community. It's been so good to us for our growth. I mean, since last summer, a lot of our growth and a lot of our supporters came from the coin community. A lot of you guys are just so amazing in here. I really
Well,
love what you guys are
thank
doing.
you.
So,
I know
Yeah,
we were super excited when Mantic got on there. So we
Oh.
all came in there. I know I was in there. I don't know who else was in my chat right now, but I know I was in there when Mantic was on, which was super duper cool.
they're
So,
amazing.
and I'll be moving to Texas here shortly and not dealing with snow and cold. And I'm so excited. And I'll get to meet Mantic when I get down there. So it'll be fun.
That is awesome. Oh my God. What a great, where are you right now based out of?
I am in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I am about 15, 20 minutes from Lake Superior.
Oh, nice. Nice area though. I haven't been down.
It is. It's beautiful. And it sucks because now we're just about done with spring/winter. Like we don't really have spring. It's like winter and summer.
Yeah, here too.
We're about there. We had snow today, which was ridiculous.
That is
So-
awful. I feel bad. I seen that. I feel bad for you guys.
Oh, once that all goes away, and then it's like I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. Just north of BFE, pretty much Smoky.
Oh, it's we were supposed to get this a bit of snow today and it bypassed us or didn't. I didn't even ask where it went as long as it didn't show up.
As long as it did.
I know which rabbit hole
Good.
not to put my head down. That's one thing you learn. Don't question if it's not there because it will probably show up. So we had a bad. Oh, go ahead.
The weather here was really nice. It was 68 degrees outside, and yeah, it's we pretty much like fully have like hit spring, which is really cool because like we really didn't think winter was gonna end. I mean, it was cold, and then it was frozen, and then it was cold, and then there was like 2 days where it was warm, and then it was frozen again, and it was just like, oh my gosh, can you Mother Nature, your bipolar is showing like holy cow.
It's been a tease since February.
Oh,
You know, like every 2 weeks, you get your hopes up. Maybe we get this early, and then bang, you would get shot again with everything ahead. You know,
yeah.
we had the cold snowstorm in in the last 100 years, or the undocumented history here. And it was basically minus 40 because minus 40 Fahrenheit Celsius is the same with a full blown heavy snowstorm. I think we got 13 inches of snow on that night.
That was not good.
And it was the most bizarre effect to see the two of them that could coincide like that. And I don't want to see it again.
Where are you located at, Pusa?
Montreal.
Montreal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I got some bank tokens from Montreal.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. See, I'm a big Canadian coin fan, and CJ bought a bunch of Canadian tokens. And then we sat and did a hangouts together going through all his tokens. We both were learning stuff while we were going through them. It was cool.
Oh, that's so cool. How did you get into it? I'm just curious because another.
Well, because of where I am, I'm not technically connected to Michigan. So we're actually only connected to a tiny piece of land, and that's Wisconsin.
Oh,
So most people think we're either Canadian or Wisconsin.
right.
I'm about 3.5 hours from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Okay.
I'm about the same time frame by land from Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Oh.
By the lake, it would probably be a little bit quicker. But we get a lot of Canadian coins here. So ever since I was little, I've always known what Canadian coins were. I happen to we don't have a LCS, a local coin shop here. We have a pawn shop. So I went to the pawn shop. I was digging through his foreigns, looking for Canadians, and he had a couple Canadian large cents in there. One was a Victoria, one was a King George. And I scooped him up. Didn't know what I was buying. I think I paid $5 for each of them. They probably weren't worth that, but I didn't know. I didn't care. And from then on, I've just been taking in everything and anything I can Canadian. And I've done that a lot with the large sense as well.
She's our resident Canadian expert.
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome.
But I know I've really sunk myself into the large sense. So a lot of the other stuff I'm starting to really get into and learn more about. A lot of the modern stuff. You guys who live in Canada could probably tell me more about it than what I know. I just take what I have out of my Charlton.
I think I think you could school me quite well onto it, to be honest. I mean,
there, but it's a learning process, and as anybody who collects coins will tell you, the learning process never ends ever.
Right.
You're constantly finding out new things and things like that. So,
well, that's how I first found the coin community. I grew up in eastern Quebec along the Appalachians there.
yeah.
And I inherited a house from a second cousin. He was 80 years old, passed away, no children. And he left me all these things. And one of them was I started finding coins. And one of the things I have, I don't think I have it out right now. It's a blue velvet book about, I don't know if you guys can see in the camera, but that high, that wide. And inside of it commemorates the first 100 years of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And there's a silver dollar commemorating each year of the first 100 years.
Wow.
And it's sitting there. It's all in velvet. It's all plastic case. I don't know anything about it. Nothing. I've looked up a little here and there, but I got nothing. So
you want to get rid of it?
I'm not sure what I got.
It sounds wonderful, and I would be like, oh.
You've had it on your show before, right, Pusa?
Yeah. Well, then I think I took it out for Manic Coins. Actually, now that I'm thinking.
Because I remember seeing a picture of it, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
It's heavy. I mean, all those coins, like when you pick it up,
Right.
on a weight behind it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
for sure.
very pretty though.
But no, I mean, up here we grew up watching CBC Hockey Night in Canada,
Right.
Red Green,
Oh, geez,
Kids in the Hall. That's what I grew up watching. I grew up watching CBC and stuff. So,
Well, that's it. I mean, border states to the provinces and that, especially in the central part, there's so much in common. Here in Quebec, the only difference we just because of the language when we border New York, but the rest of the provinces and states bordering,
right.
just a line for the most part. I mean, the way of life doesn't change dramatically from one side to the other.
No, and I went and spent my 19th birthday in Windsor.
Every American that's borders Canada gets to spend their birthdays.
Their 19th birthday gets spent in Canada.
Quebec, it's 18 for drinking. So
is it really?
Yeah. So
even now it is?
Mhm.
Wow.
And we always, because I don't know if you know about St. Catherine Street, there's one thing that everybody says it's full of two things. It's full of strip clubs and Catholic churches. There's one Catholic church for every strip club. So we're kind of a huge hit with the New York crowd. You can say.
Nice. That's awesome.
You can always tell them because they're always the ones that are thrown out by 11 because they're so excited to be off the leash. They're usually the ones rolling out the seat.
Oh, I went there on my 19th birthday. It was a whole fiasco to get there because we had to drive through Detroit, and my girlfriend, who was from down there, didn't know where she was going. We got lost in the ghetto. We had this black lady behind the bulletproof glass in the gas station yelling at us to get out because we were in the wrong part of town. Two white girls. Oh, it was this whole nutcase thing. So we finally make it over. And we walk into the bar, and I'm so excited because I actually legally get to go buy a drink.
Right.
And the dude didn't even card me.
Mm.
Oh, I was so pissed. I was so bummed out. It's like, really?
You're just itching to get that card out.
I don't think they gave two shits.
Well, that sucks. That's a ripoff.
Like, fuck. But that's all right.
Well, at least you got to sit in the bar. That was the main thing. So
I did get to go to the bar though. So yeah, that was fun, and I was totally legal.
That's so awesome.
Ron Diggin' Life, how are you doing? Mr. One Mo? There's a few people who popped in here.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Our pride and joy of Canada, the red green.
You gotta watch out for them flying hockey pucks.
That and the Trailer Park Boys, I think they were competitors for.
One thing,
That
one thing that I've always worried about the Red Green Show is, like, really, what was the budget for duct tape? I mean, really?
Oh. He ended up doing all those commercials for 3M, so I guess it paid off.
Right?
But still, like, do they bring it in by the box? Do they bring it in by the pallet? Like,
I don't know.
is it crated and it's airdropped? Like, how exactly is that delivered?
Well, whatever it was a feat. We'll call it that.
Oh, what did he have? What was there was a giant goose or something he made out of duct tape. I can't remember what it was. It was massive though.
That time he made the front end loader out of that old car, and he had the winch up there with a great big barrel in front of it. Oh my god! What a piece of work!
Oh, yes.
He had a show before with his wife, and I was reading about it when he went in. He went to CBC and he said, "I need enough money to make a show, but not enough that you care what I'm doing." That's exactly what he told them at the.
Nice.
Yeah, he was. And Kids in the Hall, I think, is one of the greatest shows that come out of Toronto.
Oh my god, yeah. I've taught my kids. My kids will, when we're on road trips and stuff, like we're going to Missouri next week. And so we'll start driving. They get bored, and I'll start looking at semis and stuff, and I'll be like, your head. So I got my kids doing the pinch your head thing.
I crush your head.
I crush your head. I pinch your head.
I don't know when.
And then every time, like I was saying earlier, I have an ass ton of pennies sitting in front of me, and it always makes me giggle in my own head because all I can think of is ass pennies every time I say it. Like, oh, nobody who gets this with me. I don't think anybody gets this with me.
No, but
hey, Flash, Wild Bill.
I used to work for a very big music company in Canada here. That's me with the Kids in the Hall backstage when they got back together after all those years.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was. I've been to a lot of backstages, but I got to say, Kids in the Hall kind of took.
Is that Labatt? That's Labatt's Blue spelt wrong.
No, that's the French spelling.
Yeah.
Well, I get that. I took 2 years of French, but that's spelled wrong.
No, it's not.
By law, everything in Quebec has to be bilingual to be sold. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, believe me, I'm serious. Yeah. It's not because of pride. It's because it's the truth. Yeah. We have language police here and everything, and they'll measure in towns. You're only allowed to use bilingual signs if there's more than 50% of the town is by English, and the French has to be more predominant, and it has to be measured, and it has to use a bold face for French and not for the English, and so on and so forth.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we built.
Quebec in general is very, very, very French.
It is, but I mean, it's not the same Quebec that I grew up in. I mean, I grew up Anglo, and now, like, it used to be, Montreal is quite English unless you go to the East End or North. And even then, I mean, everybody today that's 25 or younger speaks English now. Very rare to find that one that can. I do everything here in English.
Yeah.
But except for government stuff, sometimes there's no option for English on some government call sites, or the English leads to a dead end as a little hint.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, stupid stuff like that. But it's a way better than what it was before. I mean, the young people don't want to separate. They want to be bilingual. They travel more. It was the internet that actually changed everything.
Right.
You know, it opened up a lot of doors.
Well, that's understandable. So, what do you think about your prime minister?
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
He's cute. He's adorable.
I was like, that. If that wasn't a loaded question, man, I don't know what was.
I was just curious. I wasn't really trying to go, super political.
Let me turn this around to you. Let me put you this way. North America has never been more interesting than what we got going on.
Right?
You know,
that's the truth.
Yeah. We got
some crazy crap going on.
Yeah, let's just hope the next time at the voting box there's more options. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. So
at this point, red green seems like the best option.
Yeah, exactly. You know. You got what was that show that Trump had before? You're fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the hell was it called?
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. There you go.
So you got The Apprentice down there, and you got Say Yes to the Dress up here. It feels like I don't know. It's not a great time to be. I'm looking for new countries, to be perfectly
Oh
honest.
my god, sweet.
So it's
That's perfect.
All right, so here's what we're looking at. So this is done with 0.2 nozzle.
Oh, what do you got going on? This is what you just printed out?
Yeah, this just finished.
You're really quiet, CJ.
Because I'm really far away from the mic.
Oh, well, that would be why. Novus,
Yes.
are you seeing this?
Yes.
Do you see that?
That's awesome, right?
That is cool. as
So,
shit.
and
so
that
crazy.
is printed at a 0.2 millimeter nozzle width, and this is a 38 millimeter round, about the size of a Morgan.
CJ, can you do it the other way, like where like the Novus would stand out, like include you know how that was like what do you call that?
In Q's?
Yeah, can you do it in Q's?
I can do anything. You sound like you're challenging me right now.
Let's do both. Honestly, both.
Yankee, what's up?
Oh, Yankees here? That's great. I can't see chat, but I'm trying to log in and I'm having so many issues right now.
So 37.69. So my
beautiful.
horizontal expansion is a little bit on the low end.
No, that works, man. That's
37 point basically 0.7 is that's pretty on.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, if we could do an NQ, that'd be sick, CJ. This guy's just gifted.
You want your coin to look like this, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I just have to take this and have all of these individual pieces in Q's.
Yes, that'd be but because it'll look just like that, right?
Yeah, when you basically it should look like.
Yeah, but we could play with both. Like, I would want to see some that are in Q's, like in the silver, and some that look like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I then just kind of figured out either use both. Like, why not? You know? You rock. You're just magic.
So I just have to tweak with it, and see if I can work on.
So wait, can you tell me that's the printer that you made?
Yeah.
You're unbelievable, man.
That is crazy cool.
Isn't that insane? So like, people don't understand that he made that. Like, he printed that. I can't even fathom.
I feel really dumb right now.
My printers reorganize. My printers are set up like this. So I got my new one up here, and this is a metal aluminum extrusion frame that I put it onto, and then this one down here is my first one. So this is the one that is running the 0.4 nozzle that I'm running all of my basic stuff, like, and I can run this thing all day long. Like, I just ran these today. I actually did 4 of them. I just ran these today, and they're copper penny tubes. And I can, this has dual MOSFETs on it. It's all got the thermal protection on the firmware, and I can set this one up, and I can let it run for 6, 8 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, and it's fine. Like, it'll automatically shut down as far as thermal runaway, thermal protection. It's all set. So now I'm just got to get back up to this one, and now that I have this one running, I just have to tweak it. I just have to tweak the stuff like I have on my other one.
That's insane.
Very impressive.
Right? That's amazing, man. That's just like, I can't even start this laptop. Like, I can't even get into like creator studios right now. That looks so crazy though, CJ. I love that piece. I really do. I really do.
There is an issue with my with my first layer, and that basically means that the nozzle is too far away, but I should be able to slow it down and get some. There we go. Just slow it down and get more detail out of it. But yeah, I mean
That's
some of the
gonna look
things that you're
so.
gonna lose is that you're gonna lose the branches. Like you're gonna have all the leaves, but we're gonna lose the branches out of it. Um, but
Wait,
for
when?
37 millimeters, I think that's pretty damn good.
That's great. Yeah, like that looks great. Like I would. That works right there, right? This how you can. Oh my god! Look at the stacker. Look at the
So
stars.
this is your exact logo that I took this from. This isn't the one
Yeah.
that I made. This is your logo.
That's so crazy. That looks so beautiful. I want to see that in silver. That is insane, CJ. Wow. I can't wait.
So I make things sometimes.
That is so.
Yeah, I haven't seen you miss yet. That's pretty
Well.
sick, man. That's awesome. I'm happy.
So, but
I'm
like,
ecstatic.
I don't know if this is gonna focus or not.
Look at the V. The
Yeah, you can see like in the U and the N, there is going to be a little bit of small gaps in there. But my tolerance is like once I get the horizontal expansion and stuff down, I might be able to get some of those out or filter some of those out. But running a 0.2 nozzle is going to be pretty much the smallest that I'm going to be able to get it.
I don't know. See, because you have such detailed like eye that like you're looking at it like that to me is perfect. Like so, but you're the master,
It's very impressive. Really well done.
right? Like I can't even imagine anything wrong with that. So yeah, done, sold. I'll take 2 of those. Right? I'll take 2 right now. Like right now.
Take all my money.
Yup, sold. Sold. All right, let's see if this works. Oh man,
Nova's get it figured out.
I'm trying. Like never said.
With what we do on YouTube, then I always say I'm the luckiest person in the world because I get to visit all these niche groups all over YouTube. And the people in here, there's so many talented people on YouTube. It is scary.
Right?
There's a lot, and there's a lot that don't get as recognized as they should. In
Yeah.
my opinion.
That's the same as like a band. I always say it. Have you ever passed in a street corner and you hear somebody playing a guitar that should have been seen years and years ago and making millions, and there's somebody making millions that shouldn't even be up on the stage,
I got a buddy I went to high school with, and he was like an amazing, phenomenal drummer. I mean, Neil Peart type drumming shit. This guy is just the amount of musical talent he's got in a pinky finger, and I'm pretty musically talented, and I'm sitting there like just drill, and it's like he could have went. He should be so much further ahead than what he is, and he still plays and he's still in bands, but he chooses to stay around here, so it doesn't go very far.
But sometimes people did take off and go to LA and all these places with so much talent and still don't get recognized. It's just so much luck of the draw, and YouTube is playing that way as well. There's so many channels to compete against, and for everybody that got talent, there's 4 of them that come out that talk with a black screen, building up watch time. There's so much to try and get noticed.
Yeah, well, and it's hard because you have so many people doing the same thing. So taking yourself out of, finding that one little piece that's going to break you apart from the rest.
Yep.
That's going to grab everybody else's attention. But here, like in the coin community, it's such a niche that getting big is not quite as easy to do. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but
no, it is. And
You know,
some niches are harder than others. That's for sure.
there's, you know, how many thousands of metal detecting. I love to metal detect. So there's how many thousands of metal detecting channels.
Yeah.
And you know, I was actually on a Digging Canuck stream earlier today, and I guess from what they were saying, she's number one in Canada because she's Canadian,
Okay.
but she's like number 103. She's 103 out of the top, you know, however many, 150. She's 103. And we were all sitting there going, okay, so who's like, you know, in the top 10? And we were all like, well, Aqua Chigger's got to be number one. It's just, it can't be anybody else. We couldn't even think of who else it could be. He's got to be number one. He's got 1 million subs, if not more. But then everybody else is sitting at like 50, 60, 20, 30,000, you know, and the rest of us, like, I'm not even at 1,000 yet. But I don't do specifically just metal detecting. I do a lot of different stuff. So,
it is hard. It is hard to get noticed. And it's the first thing to start with is always, I always tell people, is to bring yourself to the table, because it's the only really original thing you got left, and
Pretty
really work on your character in whatever it is that you are doing on here. And people got to stop getting influenced by every time they see somebody doing well, the next week showing up and doing the exact same thing.
right. And I see now one thing I love to do. I'm an artist at heart. So I love to draw and I love to paint and I love to do makeup and I love to do stuff like that. And I watch a lot of makeup artists, Jeffree Star and Tati Westbrook and you know, these big name makeup gurus. And you know, they're 10 million plus subs.
Right.
And it's funny because I don't know what they have going
Hold
on.
on, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I just want to see.
But they post the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Within that same week or within a few weeks of each other. Always. They're always bouncing. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, who's have agents telling you what you need to post because this one posted it? Or how?
Once again, like music, yeah, when a song gets big and then all of a sudden the next 5,000 songs sound identical to it, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You have a lot of rock bands that do that. I'm big into rock and metal, and there's a lot of rock bands that do that.
What do you play? Guitar or drums or sing? Or
I did. I played tenor sax for 10 years. I was a marching band. I was a band geek.
Okay.
I played tenor sax for 10 years, tenor and bari. And then after that, I just, whatever I can pick up, I play. And I'm not like proficient at anything anymore because I haven't done it in a really long time. But if I sit at a piano, give me about 20 minutes. I'll be able to figure something out. Same thing with guitar and bass.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I was a drummer growing up. I played guitar and then got into drums. Everybody wanted to kick my ass. But there was no drummers.
You know she will.
So,
what's that?
Huh?
What were you saying?
Nothing. My live kind of worked. And they're making fun of me. They're like, I was like, she's gonna kick my ass. But all I did was follow your directions and it worked. I've been trying to go on for 2 days, girl. 2 days.
Oh no.
You didn't email me.
They're listening to your stream of mine anyway, so we're all sharing.
We're all good.
We're all
good in the hood.
I need to take my
Megadeth, huh, Ed? You like Megadeth?
65.
Do you know Marshall amplifiers?
Yeah, I know who they are.
That was my job for 7 years. I did artist relations and Canada distribution marketing for those Marshall, Pearl Drums, Digitech. It was a
Very cool.
That's why when you mentioned, because the picture I showed you with the kids in the hall, who was it that said Megan? A flash in your pan?
Yeah, that's Ed.
That's my cousin and I brought him backstage to meet Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. That's
oh, awesome.
Yeah, I used to work with a lot of these guys. When they come into Canada, I would do findings. Sorry?
I said I've just been to a lot of concerts.
No, I used to do the signings, so we go to our dealers through the day and then bring them back, and then through the day, like bring them through and do signings with them, or I would work in LA with them and stuff like that.
Nice.
I don't have many of the pictures here, just a couple of them, but Paul Stanley from Kiss, but
Oh, very cool.
yeah,
Dude,
kidnapping
that
attempt.
picture. He
Well,
makes his eyebrows.
I had to get him a picture of him doing something because otherwise everybody would have thought it was a wax museum figure. It was that bad. He is. That's Michael Anthony from Van Halen. That was back in when I first started at the company and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a lot of them. There was George Lynch from Dawkin. A lot of the metal guys, because it was Marshall, mostly in Pearl. So that's where
Right.
yeah. So,
Did you ever get to meet any of the guys from Pantera?
I did. I met Vinnie Paul. He was in Dorsey for Pearl, but it wasn't a good time because it was right after his brother was killed. It was his first public appearance.
Oh no.
So it was kind of it was a somber moment.
Right.
This is my son with Jim Marshall, who created Marshall amplifiers. This is
Oh wow.
yeah. I used to sit with him all the time when he come over to Canada because everybody hated cigar smoke and he loved to smoke cigars and drink scotch. So being the smoker I am, I just volunteered for the job. So I wasn't hard to get along with. So, and yeah, then a bunch of other bands, Warrant and stuff like that, and Anthrax and
I
different.
seen Warrant when I was 13 years old.
Oh, really?
Warrant, Trickster, and Firehouse. It was like my first.
Oh my God! You got every girl band of the time, like everyone. You're the most envious of all women in that time, I think.
I was 13 years old. I was in the front row. I got completely doused with beer.
Oh, jeez.
And I was late coming out of the concert, and I took my shirt off because I was completely doused in beer. I got so grounded. My mother said I would never see another concert again, and I was not allowed to ever see another concert again until I was 19. And me and my girlfriend went on a road trip and seen the first Family Values tour.
Oh my God Almighty!
She stuck to her guns on that one.
She did. You got to give her credit.
I missed so many concerts.
There's Jake. That was him, but he committed suicide like 2 years later, so it wasn't very long after.
Who's that from?
That's Warrant. That was up on stage with them
Oh,
when they did their comeback. Yeah, and then he committed suicide. I think it was like 2 years later, so it wasn't that much longer after. So,
oh, damn.
well, there's a TV show called Degrassi Next Generation. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah, I heard about it.
That was a product advisor there for 5 years. So I did all the instrumental back when what's his name? That's world famous now. That he was in a wheelchair in the show, but famous rapper on there. He's world top line.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Yeah, same here. My niece was more excited than I was. Like that was the I got her like a poster with it all signed. But yeah,
I've seen one rapper in concert in my life.
Oh,
and, there's a few others I'd like to see, and a few who are gone that I won't ever get to see. So, but I don't usually go to rap concerts. I'm definitely a rock metal kind of girl.
Same here. It was Drake, by the way. I just looked up his name, Drake, when the rapper.
Oh, yeah, I know who Drake is.
He's Canadian. His original start was on that show, Degrassi.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he was popular back then, but nothing after he left. That shows you how much I know about rap. There was my proof.
All I know is I was born in Pontiac, which is just outside Detroit, and Eminem is from Detroit. And yes, I've been to 8 Mile. It's not a place you want to go. Driven through there, it's not cool. Yeah. Been to Telegraph, if anybody knows where Telegraph Ave is in Detroit, and that is a big drag street. Friday, Saturday nights, all the cars line up. So you just go pick a spot and you hang out and you watch cars drag.
None of the
go around, hightail it away.
You asked about Pantera. Before I forget, there's a girl, you'll see her in a lot of live streams, even Arsenine's, called Steph Opal. She is the ex-wife of the singer from Pantera. She's you'll see her all the time around and that. So
really,
yeah, she records music and stuff like that. And
Steph Opal.
Yeah.
So she used to be married to Phil.
Yep. So we didn't know that for the first 5 months she was in our live stream. She used to come in when we only had like 4 people, because we only had we only had 42 subscribers last February.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we were just
You guys have grown freaking fast.
yeah. It was a lot of work. I mean, that's
Well, I'm not saying you didn't put
no,
your
no,
work.
no, but yeah, it was. But we were lucky. We had some breaks, and we inherited that house, so we do video and photography here in Montreal. So we let things slide a bit because we had to travel to take care of that.
Yeah.
So it gave us some time to work on our channel as well, and so that kind of benefit. Here, I'll put Steph Opal's link for you in the chat. You can grab it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it'll let me because I'm not a mod.
Oh, you know what? Here, well, just type something or
Oh.
anything, something, anything, whatever.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not looking.
I
There
usually
you go.
just type something in quotation marks.
I was gonna.
Or just type something in the chat. The first thing I type.
Got it. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. That's Steph Opal. Big Mama, she calls herself. She's
Nice.
still recording. She does all that. You'll probably like her. She does really crazy, eclectic stuff and all that really experimental. She's in the studio now all the time. Out at some ranch. Yeah.
I know. I'm always singing in the car and stuff, and I'm like, maybe I should just record myself once, see where it goes, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know if I want to do that. Right. I'm a little shy
Just do it.
when it comes to that.
Yeah, don't question it. Just do it. Exactly.
Do it.
I like that attitude. There's another one. She was a guest of ours. One of our early guests, Juliet Miranda. You know the movie Almost Famous?
Oh
But
yeah, that's
well-
dude. Every time I hear what the hell song is it now? Shit, it's Elton John.
Tiny Dance, not Tiny Dance.
Tiny Dancer.
Tiny Dancer.
Every time I hear Tiny Dancer, that's the
Mhm.
first thing that pops in my mind is that movie.
That was her real life. She took off in her mid-teens and faked her way into looking like a journalist, left school and took off with all these rock bands all over the US and that. And she does podcasts now. Her channel's not very big, but she's one of the top 200 podcasters on iTunes. And she's had like Mike Rowe from the voice from Deadliest Catch. And
Oh, I love his voice.
yeah, she's had he's fantastic, that guy. She's had a lot of big names on there.
Very cool.
She had KK Downing about a couple of months ago was on there from Judas Priest, and yeah, they're the ones who actually, her and her husband are the ones that got us off the ground with interviews. They're the ones who got us our first big names and stuff like that. So
Very cool.
yeah, we just had our biggest channel 2 weeks ago, the Sean Ward Show. He has 3.4 million subscribers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 1.75 billion views. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
We just ask people all the time, and some people say no, and some say yes. And if they say no, you go on to the next one, and you send a bunch out, hoping that a couple of people will grab. And,
Right.
you know, it all starts somewhere.
Absolutely.
Coffee music. How are you?
I'm supposed to be doing Southside Stackers stream this Sunday.
Nice.
Why? Civil discourse. That's what it is.
Nice.
I don't know if you've been to Southside Stackers
I know of them, but no.
Sundays, but if you have a chance to catch it on Sunday afternoon, it is a blast. It is so much fun. So last weekend's his was on conspiracy theories. So he has a panel up like this. He does the hangouts.
Cool.
And everybody gets their chance to talk about what they think about, whatever conspiracy theories. So they hit on aliens, they hit on 9/11, they hit on Marilyn Monroe, JFK, all the big things. And then you got the chat going at the same time too.
I just joined them.
It's fun. It is so much fun. So I'm going to be on there. Hopefully, I think this Sunday. I haven't heard back from him yet, but we're going to do one on body modifications and things of that nature.
Nice.
So
I'll definitely check that out. Thank you for letting me know about that.
yeah, it should be good. But yeah, he does civil discourse on Sundays, and it's a blast.
I will check him out. I'll check the panel. And so it's this Sunday. What time is it at?
I believe, I want to say it's like 3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
But I'll know for sure here in the next day or two. I can't remember exactly what time he starts. Sometimes I catch it right away. Sometimes it's, after it's been going for a little bit.
You said you're really into music. Did you watch that metal show on VH1?
Which one?
It was called That Metal Show. It was on for like 13 years on VH1.
Oh, I'm sure I probably did.
That's when the Juliet Miranda got us. That's the host, Don Jameson. He's on Inside the NFL on HBO now. He just won an Emmy Award for it.
Oh, okay.
So that was the first time we had to deal with an agent or anybody was with this guy. It was horrible.
That one doesn't ring a bell. Like, I'm sure I probably did, but it doesn't ring a bell. But I grew up watching like UMTV raps.
Well,
all
original stuff, yes, I agree.
the original stuff, Beavis and Butthead.
Mm-hmm.
Every time my kid puts his shirt up, I'm that's the first thing I think.
The mandatories, I like that.
You guys have no idea. You have no clue. You're missing out on such good stuff.
That's like me and my wife when we talk music. She loves music, but yeah, she didn't grow up in this, and she grew up in Latvia. We met on a video game back in the early 2000s.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, a game called Second Life. Yeah,
Nice.
We just met there where you first drops people off. We didn't even get to play the game. It just kind of I was married. The marriage was done, and just happened to meet by fluke and been together ever since.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, she's from, I don't know if you know Latvia. It's above Poland. It's the next Soviet country.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I went over there. I was there for a while. I liked it over there. It was really gritty. I liked that at the time. So
Yeah. I have not been overseas. Not yet. I plan on it. My family, my mother's side of the family is from Croatia. My great-grandfather came over from Croatia. My great-grandmother came over from Croatia. And they met here and married. So that whole side of the family is Croatian.
that's where I was in Croatia. I went by train through it and spent some time in Zagreb. It's beautiful down there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It is absolutely gorgeous. But for whatever reason, I got all the non-Croatian features from my father's side of the family, which is very much American, Southern.
Oh, I'm sure you got some.
So it is what it is. But yeah, I want to get over there. I want to go check some stuff out.
We had a Viking wedding. We got married in Iceland. That was we were always in, I guess, that metal side of us still going into it.
Right. That's cool as hell.
I didn't want a traditional wedding. And
That is cool.
if you ever watched the TV show on the History Channel, Vikings.
Oh God, yes.
That's Helga's wedding dress. We had it recreated.
Nice. My middle boy's name is Rainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my youngest son's name is Trajan.
Wow.
Youper.
I love it. I love it. That is awesome. You're speaking my language then. So.
I saw a like a way nice Trajan the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Where was it? Well, who has it?
Hold on. Brain.
He's speaking coin again.
I love it. I know I've taken you guys away off top. I feel bad about that, by the way.
Oh no, it wasn't supposed to be about coins, but we always end up on coins at some point.
Oh.
So it's all good, and especially when it comes to a Trajan coin.
Frig. Goddamn. I was gonna screen capture and everything and then send it to you, and then I didn't because I was probably
failed.
Let me. I'm gonna look for it, and then yeah, I'm gonna look for it.
Hey, hi ho! I just seen you.
On that note, though, guys, I've seen the time. I'm going to take off. I want to thank you so much for tonight. It's so nice when I get to know everybody through this community. I try my best to get around them as much as we can.
Well, I totally appreciate you stopping by. That is absolutely awesome. And coffee music. I seen you, and I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi, but hi and thank you. And I totally understand. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Yeah, morning comes early.
It does.
Oh
Hey,
my
Puso.
God, Lincoln. Yes, sir.
Thursday we have Thursday nights we have coin Q&A.
Okay.
This week it's on Blues Coins channel.
Nice.
But usually we kind of jump around. So if you happen across Thursday night and you're just hanging out, then one of us will have a coin Q&A, and we have a panel thing going on. And then the other thing is that we've got the coin seminar weekend coming up on the weekend of the 18th,
Right.
I believe.
Oh yeah.
So put that on your calendar to come hang out.
I will try my best. Like, I'm so spread, but I'm definitely gonna. I've caught you guys at seminars before, and I've actually brought them up in my live streams. And it's funny when you say that. And Lincoln just came in the door. Lincoln was one of the first people I met from the coin community, and has been such an amazing person to me.
He is awesome.
Speaking of blues, he's right there.
Yeah,
And there's Blues. What's
So,
up, guys?
Blues
Copper
Coins is where our Q&A for tomorrow night is going to be.
I am gonna try my best. We might be on tomorrow night. I'm just gonna check with my wife because we're definitely. On
That's fine. I mean, if you happen to come across Thursday nights is what we've been usually doing. So if you happen to be, cruising or whatever, and just drop by and drop some love, and yeah.
I'd love
if you're
to.
in the vicinity.
I love it. I love it, and it's nice. And like I say, your guys' seminars is so impressive. I was telling that Lincoln was there when I was one of the times I did bring it up to everybody, because I get all these things from all the different niches, bring them back, and then try to tell the masses what people are doing, and that was such a smart idea. I don't know why nobody really thought of it earlier. Hats off to you guys, and you're doing it so fantastic.
So, Pusa, real quick before you go, just to show you.
Ooh,
That is my oldest coin I own.
wow.
That is an Emperor Trajan denarius.
What a piece of history.
And that's what
Right?
my kid's
That's-
named after him.
Yeah, that's my thing is the history of where has that piece been?
The story,
Right?
the story.
Trajan himself could have touched this coin.
Very true. I love.
No idea, but you can hope.
Well, as you travel around, like when I was saying through Europe, you touch all these ancient places and see all these things. Coins are that amazing thing that you can take anywhere and feel that same kind of history off them. I truly believe that too.
Right.
That
Oh,
is
absolutely.
so cool. What is it? So what would the date be? Is there anything marked onto it, stamped, or is it?
I had to look it up and get the numbers. So when it comes to Roman coins, there are numerous. It is insane. Like
Yeah.
getting into Romans and in and of itself that'll be a lifetime worth of coin collecting.
Oh, I found
So
it.
I went in and they are done by RIC numbers, RIC. So I
Right.
found the RIC number and the other, it's basically people who have gone through and cataloged each coin for each emperor and stuff. So I found those particular numbers. This is 98 to 117 AB.
How cool is that?
Silver denarius.
I mean,
Uber.
Yes, honey. Oh,
There you go.
oh, let me see that.
oh, yes. Really?
Right?
It's only
Right?
49.
How is
I-
it awesome?
Send me that. Email me that link because if
Okay.
it's only $49,
I watch these guys and all of their auctions because I've cherry picked off of them multiple times.
wow, that is beautiful.
How
So
can
yeah.
something that old go for $49?
And there's no bids on it though.
Right.
There's no bids on it, and it's got 3 days left. I mean, imagine getting that for like $50, even $60. It's like you're talking about a piece of history that has been around since how long?
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't for that.
Well, the same kind of thing goes with your modern coins, right? So your mintages, how many were made? How many survived? So you can have a coin, a fairly modern coin, say 1850 to now. Of course, 1850 is not technically modern, but 1850 to now, it had 11 million of them made, which is a fairly good number of coins made. But because of whatever happened throughout history, only 3,000 survive. Then you can have another coin around the same time period where 1 million were made,
Right.
but 500,000 survive. So what's going to be worth more?
Yeah, of course.
And it's the same with Roman coins.
But
Some of them, there's a lot of them. They found hoards,
Yeah.
that were buried for eons.
But I mean,
And-
even the hordes you think would be worth than $49 US, like just because it's so bloody old, you know. Like, I mean, how do you even begin to put a price on something that ancient? But I guess that's what you guys are doing. That's what you guys' trade is. So
right.
very
And within all of coins, there are some rules that kind of coincide with all of them, which stuff like that, why is that coin only $49? Well, it's probably something that's really common and there's a lot of them. But
or restrike or a modern like recreation. But it just I think those kinds of things, like, in any condition, that's why I find, some varieties and stuff that I don't really care, as long as I can see what it is in any condition, because, I can tie that individual piece to an individual die, to an individual event, like a singular event in history.
Right.
Like that trumps everything for me.
right.
from and I'm kind of the same way. A lot of people do not like coins with holes in them. You'll
Okay.
find older coins, especially in the 1800s, 1700s, and they have holes in them. They've been drilled out. You can tell that they're drilled holes. And people don't like them because they're drilled. They consider it's ruined. And to me, that just makes it all the more historic.
Right.
Somebody had that tied, sewn into their, into their pants or into their jacket pocket side,
or on
whatever
a
it
necklace, love tokens, like all of these things and it's really just about the history, like
Wow.
that you can take, a basic, piece of copper. I mean, it could be anything, and there is something done to that piece of metal that you can tie to a specific event.
I agree. I think that's so cool looking at it that way. I love you guys' passion and what you do. I really do, and that's that's the nice thing about this group is the true passion into what you guys collect. It's very cool.
It's a lot like metal detecting. You're saving history.
Yes, yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. We got a metal detector we found in that house we inherited. It was brand new. He was a hoarder. He bought it, never used it.
Oh wow.
So we're gonna play around with that this summer. That's on the list. So
Nice.
Same
I
as-
know. I keep an eye on Craigslist all the time. I got I paid $49 for a metal detector. That was $150, and the guy bought it just to find a ring. Used it once. That was it.
That's
You-
not
like-
bad.
you were the one that found the treasure in the end when you got that.
Mine.
Right.
Thank you.
Same as heavy metal fishing movement. I love these guys. Like,
Oh, I need a good magnet, do some magnet fishing. But the guys who are overseas in Europe and who can do it like in the Thames and stuff,
yes.
they're the lucky ones, really.
Well, they have the best chance of finding the ancients.
They're really good stuff.
There's heavy metal
Or-
fishing.
Or like, the World War II stuff, fishing
Yeah.
rifles and, hand grenades out of ponds, and just
Yeah.
like, boxes of money. It's like, wow.
Sky is the limit. Well, this guy here, if you don't have him, he's called Heavy Metal Magnet. He's a guy who comes in our streams a lot, but he just had a baby, so he's not in as much. And if you're looking for a really good guy on magnet fishing, that's the guy that introduced me into this whole movement. I found him partially through you guys, through somewhere. It started from the coins to the metal detecting community, which then led into the magnet fishing. So
Well, that's usually how that happens.
yeah,
And that's how really I mean I knew all about metal detecting, but I didn't know a whole lot about it. But I started with silver stacking, with stacking precious metals. And as I got a little bit more into that, I realized personally that that wasn't the route I wanted to take. I like the numismatic stuff better.
okay.
And I like the history stuff better because I'm kind of geeky like that. So
Coin nerds.
No,
I went nerdy with it because that's just how I am. But then, in doing that, all the metal detecting and stuff videos came out, and it was like So then I started watching the Hoover Boys and Aqua Chigger and all these guys. And I'm like, okay, I need a metal detector. Like, we got to try this. I still have yet to find a wheat penny. All I want to find is a damn wheat penny. I haven't yet to find a wheat penny.
Cross my fingers for you. Then I'm pulling for you. So I'm hoping.
Last year was my first year trying. I got a lot of clad. I have a whole little jar. I have like 15, 16 bucks worth of clad change I've dug out of the ground.
Oh.
But not a wheat penny yet. So it'll happen.
It will come.
I did get a silver ring, so that was good.
Hey, that's not bad.
No, my kids found it. It was a surface find. I was sitting there buzzing, and they were like, "Mom, look!" All they did was look down. It was right there.
Well, that all counts. It doesn't. It all counts in the end. So
Right.
big bag. So
Blues, I could drop a bunch of them and be like, "Hey, look what I found."
yeah, you probably find some stuff that I lost. I'm on the other side. I'm good at losing it, so I'm very good for the finding community. So
Right.
I'm a big help for that. So you'll find some of my stuff someday if we can get you up this way, metal detecting. So
Yeah. I need to go up there and metal detect too. We had French explorers were the ones who found the UP. Found the UP. There was Indians here. But the Indians, they didn't actually stay throughout the winters. The winters were too harsh. So they come in the summertime, spring, summer, and fall, harvest what they could, take what they could. And then they'd move on for the winters. So this really was no man's land, and the French came and explored it. So our major city, our biggest city, is Marquette, named after Father Marquette, who was a Frenchman. And then we also have Bishop Berga, who is a Jesuit priest, to come and change over the Indian population to Christianity and stuff. So we have some pretty good history that dates back to the 1600s. A lot of people don't know that, don't realize that. So there's stuff to be found around here. It's just trying to figure out where you need to go to actually find it.
well, yeah, exactly. Because there is a lot more, like you say, in these areas where the trapping and all that went through and stuff. People don't realize how old, like Montreal, Quebec City are very old cities for North America.
Right.
So with the gateway into the interior, which through the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Yeah.
I live right by the Seaway. It's about 500 feet from me here. And there's a house here that's from the 1700s. It's one of the last ones left. Because it was the rapids are right here, and that's as far as they could go in with their boat. So everything at the time until they built the locks was brought as far as here, the big ships, and this is where all the boats coming down from Lake Ontario and everywhere would meet. Or if
I gotcha.
yeah, so if they portage down from Manitoba or from Michigan and all these places and come up and
Right.
the British ships. So
Well, Sault Ste. Marie is our oldest city, which dates back to the 1600s, and they had to build the locks there to get the ore ships through.
exactly.
And I'm sitting here just like, I need to get over there. It's 3.5-hour drive though, so it's going to be a couple of day venture. Because 3.5-hour drive, a couple hours a day, 3.5, that doesn't make sense to me, especially when there's that much history. It's like, no, I need to go and spend a full 8 hours
Seeing
scouring.
well, understandable. I can understand that one completely. You too bad you couldn't come like sometime up this way though, like in Quebec City and that, and see like the entrances, the cannons are all still there, the stone walls and everything from the fight.
Really?
Yeah, between the fights between the British and the French, because it's the narrowest part of the passage for the St. Lawrence Seaway. Like that's an aerial shot of it, and that's the seaway coming through.
And that's the narrowest part?
Yes, because like the whales can make it up to this part. It's about 600 kilometers, so I guess it's what 350 miles maybe around.
God, no, I need to get up there. That's awesome.
And then this is the fortified areas where the French were occupying it and the British trying to get through. So that's why
I have never seen Lake Ontario. I've seen 4 of the 5 Great Lakes. I need to get up there.
Sounds like a road trip.
Right? Road trip.
There you go.
I'll be there on Tuesday.
Let's go, dude. That'd be awesome.
Well, guys, I got to head out because I got to take my daughter to school in the morning. But I want to thank you so much for having me. You guys are absolutely awesome.
You are very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Busha.
You guys, I hope to see you again soon. And tomorrow, 1 p.m., we actually have our Wheel of Shoutouts. So if you guys are looking to grow your channel, if you're around, you're more than welcome to come. So
Well, thank you very much.
open to everybody. It's a great way for you guys to meet people, I guess you'd say, outside of the other, like of your niche, and they're doing the same thing and stuff like that.
Right.
So have a good night. Thank you so much. And Lincoln, you take care. Thank you for everything you've always done. For every time I see Lincoln, I always thank him. He comes in.
Lincoln is the bomb.
I love him. I love Lincoln. So I always got my vote, Lincoln. CJ, all you guys have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Be well.
Push those good people.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't get to their chats as much as I'd like to because
Yeah, I don't either.
Absolutely hilarious.
I sent you that link though.
Yeah, I got it.
That when you get around to it. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what that is.
Yay. Yes, absolutely. I will definitely. I got it on my phone, so I'm gonna have to click the watch button on that one. Ed, are you leaving? If you are, thank you. Have a good night. Excuse me. Sorry. Pardon me.
None of that.
It's totally girly. They do move really fast because there's a lot of people in there. But it is fun to go there and hang out sometimes. I just haven't been able to get there very much lately. Oh my Lord.
I got my list of stuff that I need to get done as far as like, stuff. So I've got stuff that I need to print, but then like the other thing I think about is I was like, okay, I do have to put together a bug out bag that I've been like slacking on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really should get that together. I haven't done it because I don't know.
Just cause.
Yeah, because it's always the last thing on my mind, and I know, and I always think about it because it's like, you know what, that is going to be the first thing on my mind when something starts to go sideways. It's gonna be like, maybe if I used any of that time that I had and just do it like I know that I should, then I wouldn't be in a crappy position.
Right.
But of course.
Yeah, it never works that way.
It never does.
It never does. Like, just, for transparency, I go get my head shrunk every few weeks because it's good for you. And I'm here. I'm by myself 99% of the time, even though I'm married. I have 2 kids that are here 99% of the time. And I have 1 kid who lives away. Things get stressful. I get a little nutsy. It does. But I actually went and seen her this morning and I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I can't keep my house clean. Like, I just can't do it.
No, that goes out the window when you have kids. Like,
and the anxiety that comes with that is just, bleh. And that's just me because I'm crazy like that. And, I'm like, all right, I got to make something happen. I got to make this work. I got to do something. So I was talking to her today actually about it. And my kids came home from school and my little one was like in tears because I'm like, no, we're not going to do this anymore. From here on out, the dishes are going to be done and we're going to do them after dinner. We're going to get them done. And you're going to wash your own dishes when you're done with dinner. I'll wash mine. Rainer washes his. You wash yours. Everybody knows how to wash dishes.
But the issue is going to be that it's got to be something that happens every single time and it becomes a habit. Otherwise, you're back in the same position.
Right. So it has to become a habit. So I got, basically all the dishes except for the stuff that needed to be soaked. And I'll get those cleaned tomorrow during the day. But I was like, when you're done with dinner, go wash your dishes and put them in the rack. Rinse them, put them in the rack. And, after the initial, she's making us do this. They did it and it was fine. So I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to finish the rest of them and we're going to do this again. And I just have to keep doing that and make it a habit.
Right.
And that's the thing, is making something a habit.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
The hard part, because there's usually wrenches and stuff thrown in there and you're like, shh. But
wrenches, anvils, blocks, just whatever.
sometimes a semi truck comes barreling through, But so, dude, totally understand. It's not easy. Girls are harder to raise than boys. Well, I wouldn't know because I don't have any girls, but I have 3 boys.
I just have the one.
And they're kids, and they're not easy to raise, especially when you want to change things and make sure that they don't go through the same crap you went through. So
Right.
none of it's easy. And people say that all the time. Girls are easier than boys. Well, maybe to a degree. My brother has a girl, and she's 12, and she's sassy. She's hormonal. And I just look at my brother and my sister-in-law and like, I love you. I'm going to take my kids home now because I'm glad I'm not in their position. But then at the same time, I'm sure they look at my kids sometimes and like, there you go. Because they're destructive little dirty beings. So, that's the way it is. I go through a lot of paper plates, and then sometimes I give up on the paper plates, and then I only let them use the plastic plates. And then I don't want to do the dishes, so we get to the good plates.
And thus the cycle continues.
And rinse and repeat.
See, I actually had a conversation with my son the other day, and I was like, man, like, you really have to be grateful in the world that you are growing up in because of technology and everything else, because there's all of this stuff, and we were having a conversation about phones.
Okay.
Something as simple as like, a smartphone, because he has his own smartphone. It's only used for like calling me or calling his mom, and that's its only purpose. But I'm like, man, back in my day, like, you couldn't even just look up somebody's phone number and then just call it. You had to remember what their phone number was.
Right.
And like, you would get home from school and you would call your friend to see if you can go over there. Like, there was no texting, there wasn't any of that. And then I really blew his mind because I said, and before my time, there was a thing called party lines. Party lines. And I go through and I explain is that, like, you just pick up the phone and it's like a live line all the time. You don't have to dial any numbers, nothing like that. So like, when my mom was growing up, like, out in the sticks of Montana, and the farm community, and they had party lines. So they would talk to each other on these party lines, and they were live lines, and you never knew who was going to be on them. So
Right.
And I was like, to go from that to to the level that we're at now, is like, you really have to be grateful that you have
And
all of
literally,
this
that's been,
technology
what,
at your fingertips.
50 years?
Oh yeah.
I mean, really, it really has not been that long where that technology has changed so greatly.
Yeah, because that was
it went from having the rotary dial when I was little,
right.
to having the punch buttons, to having well, they did have it was that for a while. Remember the see-through phones where you could see all the parts?
Yep, I had one.
HD, I don't know whose phone number that is or if I should show that. So But and then all of a sudden there was pagers where you had one attached to your hip.
Never
and
had
you
a pager.
see a phone number come up. We had pagers. I had a pager, but I didn't have a pager. Actually, I don't think I had my first pager till I was like 19. And by that time, the cell phones were coming out. I mean, the bag phones had been out for a while because that was like 80s.
Yeah.
But by that time, the cell phones were coming out, but they were like the big honking things. They had the flip down thing, but they were like a brick
Yeah.
phone. You
And
know,
then they went down to like the
and
because
then it
I
went.
had the Nokia 5190. You know,
cannot
like
kill them phones.
no, you
They
can't.
will
You
still work.
cannot kill them.
Best phones ever.
And I had that for a long time before I ended up getting some Motorola's, and then so like I had a Motorola flip for a while, and then
The Motorola flips were pretty good too.
yeah, the one I had was really good. It lasted 2-3 years, and then I
Yeah.
ended up going to smartphones, and I haven't gone back since. But
Well, ever since I got a smartphone, I broke every single one of them. Like within months, I'd break them. My husband still gives me shit, even though I've had the same phone, the same iPhone now for over 2 years. Yes, the screen is cracked in a couple places. I have a glass screen protector on it, which is cracked. It's gone swimming in Lake Superior twice. And
See,
I've had
I don't understand how people even do that, because I've had 3 of the same style phones, and like out of all of the smartphones, I've never ever cracked a screen ever.
Well, I was big on Samsungs, and I had Samsungs for a long time. And oh God, what was it? It was the 5 or 6 came out, and I got that. And I was so happy and so elated. It was the best and brightest and beautiful phone. And I took the boys to the pool, and I had it tucked in a towel, and I forgot it was in the towel. And I grabbed the towel, and it fell just perfectly. And whoosh.
My stepdad, he's gone through 3 screens already. And I'm like, how is that? Like, and I am not light with my stuff, and all I have is just like one of those like the silicone covers on it.
Yeah.
Like I have no screen protection. I had a screen protection on there for a little bit, and then I really didn't like it, so I ripped it off. And like there is a tiny, like 1/8 inch long scratch on the entire front of my glass. Like that's it. Like that is the most that I've done to any of my phones.
Now, I've had OtterBoxes and all them really expensive like covers. This one is just a cheap dollar store. It cost me $1. This thing has done more to protect my phone with my kids. My kids were actually the ones who cracked this the first time. Second time was me. But this one has done more than my OtterBox did. It actually cracked in my OtterBox the first time. My son dropped
that
it
doesn't
out.
make sense, because the OtterBoxes are supposed to be like bomb proof.
They're supposed to be. But for some reason, it fell just right, and that was it. But I've dropped this thing in Lake Superior twice while rock hounding, and I get home, I turn it off, I get home, I throw it in some rice for a couple hours. I haven't had any problems. So I'm like really hesitant to upgrade, because really all I need, if I want it to be perfect, is a new screen. But I really don't need a new screen, because the screen's not messed up. It's just cracked on 2 corners. So this is the best phone I've had since the Nokia.
I still remember texting and like all of that stuff.
They are bomb-proof, not kid-proof. Absolutely. 100% blues.
Right?
That is the truth. All right. I have to take a quick potty break. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I gotta
That's
go.
Penny Queen has a question in here. Let's see if I can answer it. So Penny Queen, the Colombian Exposition $50 was minted in the years 1892 and 1893 to basically raise money to build a. Oh, I broke that and I shouldn't have. Oh, that's not good. Uh, to raise money to build the hall, to build the Columbian Exposition Hall, and then yeah, and so a lot of these coins lasted for a while, and they're really neat because they're $50. They're one of the first. They're one of the first commemoratives. I believe they were the first silver half, something like that. I actually have a video on it, I think, in my commemorative series. But yeah, so it's if you can find them, they're really really kind of neat to have something that is really that old. Normally they run around 20 about $20 to $25 in your circulated conditions. Some of the nicer ones can go up, but yeah, they are really neat to have. I'm pretty sure I have at least two of the 1893s. I would like to get one of the 1892s, just so that I have one from each year that they were minted. But that's also the same year that yeah. Let me get a link to that video real quick. Hold on 1 second.
I gotta get smart.
SMRT. What?
SMRT.
SMRT. SMRT.
Dude, do you remember the Simpsons episode where the professor, what the hell was the scientist guy's name? He was having a yard sale and Homer walked up. It was a Halloween episode.
Oh.
And
Can you mod me real quick?
can I what?
Can you mod me real quick so I can drop this link for Penny?
Oh, I didn't know you weren't modded.
No,
Well,
it's fine.
type something. Oh, there you are. Yeep. There you go. You're good.
Okay. There's
Anyway,
a link.
the scientist guy was having a yard sale, and Homer walks up and he's looking at this machine. And he's like, "What does this do?" And the dude's like, "Oh, it's a matter transporter. Transports matter across all planes of the universe." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, It only transports matter. And the guy had like $2 sticker on it, and he's like, $2. I'll give you 35 cents.
Okay.
Bart went into the machine and turned himself into half a fly. He flinched himself. The fly got in the matter transporter at the same time.
Oh, I remember that one. That was a good one.
I don't know why, but for some reason that episode always sticks in my mind. When somebody ever talks about matter transporters or something like that, time travel, I'm like, $2? I'll give you 35 cents. This box was not the greatest box by any stretch of the imagination of pennies.
What's up, CT Relic Digger?
What? Josh. How are you, dude? YouTube adds a space at the end of the link. Oh, CJ's link?
I'm trying to do my horizontal expansion calibration, and like I gotta read the whole thing over again because I can't remember what I did.
You just spoke complete French to me. Like what?
For my 3D printer, the horizontal. So like if I make a post, we'll say, like just a cylinder, and it's 10 millimeters, then when I print it, it should be 10 millimeters. Well, it's not because of the way that it's printed. So if you calibrate that, so if I make a 10 millimeter hole in a part and print
Okay.
a 10 millimeter post, those should fit together.
Right.
And this doesn't, which explains why when I printed my Morgan piece, it came out to 37 point something millimeters instead of 38 because my horizontal expansion is incorrect.
Gotcha.
See, science.
Science. That's very
I
smart.
can't remember which way I'm supposed to edit this. I feel dumb.
It's very SMRT.
Oh yeah, SMRT. Oh wait, it's more like just SMT. Just SMT did.
Right.
Or my brain just completely gives out. Okay, so I think
Dude,
I've
Novus went live.
negative.
Butthead. Come in here and get advice on how to live stream and then goes live.
Yeah, he's been live for like 20 minutes.
I know he's been live for a while. I've had the chat up. Like, you asshole.
So we'll do.
I should go over there and tell him he's not allowed to mod for me anymore.
Take away. The no, not his wrench.
Of course, it could be that I called him a bitch when he got on. So, you know, apples and oranges, I guess. Oh my God.
What are you
Nothing.
playing with now?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going through pennies.
No, the other Amy.
Oh. Is she here? What are you talking about? Oh my God, I thought you were talking about part-time detector. Oh. Come on.
Okay, gullible.
Yeah, I know. I got caught a few times now.
I can't believe you fell for it the other day, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Really? Like, she missed that?
I totally fell for it. Absolutely 100%.
I'm like, how-
and yes, I will admit it.
How?
Because
Like, I'm like, because I'm watching the whole thing. I'm like, no. Yep, all day
Amy,
long.
no! Just shut up.
No, Amy, don't do it. Don't
No.
do it.
Totally did it. I fell for it. It was ridiculous.
That
What
killed
the
me.
hell did he say? Who was it? Somebody totally got me. I don't remember who it was.
I'm just telling you that killed me. That killed me inside a little
I hope it didn't ruin my street creds.
bit. Blues.
I can gain them.
Feel my pain?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like try going through a box of quarters when I know it's gonna be garbage.
Right? That's what I'm doing right now with pennies.
I would rather do 10 boxes of pennies than a box of quarters because I know boxes of quarters are gonna be garbage.
You know, I got $10 from my bank, or not $10, $100, 10 rolls of quarters. And my bank, they're assholes. That's all there is to it. I said, hey, have you guys seen any 2019 quarters yet? Well, they just come here. We don't know what's in them. Okay, fine. Like, whatever. Well, all right, give me $100 worth of quarters. And they like scoff. anytime they got to get change. Whatever. Just give me my damn quarters. So I bring them home. Of course, there ain't nothing in them. I did get a 53D, so I did get 1 silver quarter out of it.
I got no silver, no 2019, no varieties.
Ugh,
4th box in a row.
damn.
Like right there. That's like doing $half here. Like
Right.
I don't even want to do them because I know there's not going to be anything but fucking garbage.
Is there any other banks around you? I mean, have you tried other banks or anything? Or is it just, it's that small? I don't know where, what your town's like. So.
I live in a small town. It's only like 30,000 people. So.
Oh, really?
Like.
Well, no, I mean, the town I live in is only like 2,000, 3,000. But Marquette is the biggest town. There's about 30,000. So.
What's the population?
It's not blue. Oh my God. My husband was like, I sent him a picture and he was like, why are you dyeing your hair blue? It's not blue. It's purple. Okay. It's messy, but it's purple.
I'm sorry.
Purple.
39,315.
Oh, I'm not doing that again.
But it's right next to a semi metro of like 170,000.
Right.
They still get garbage.
Well, like I said, the best way I've found in these towns to find any kind of silver or anything like that, is basically I go into my bank when I go to a bank, I just tell them, hey, I'm looking for $2 bills or something like that, whatever it might be. And then I ask them what they have on hand. So whatever they have in their drawer. And that's the best way I've come across the silver.
CT says they want purple hair.
Well, you can buy it at Walmart.
And Ron Just Diggin says that it looks good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
He's calling it blue though, so I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure part of it is light. I have green walls. Who knows? Oh, awesome, CT. I don't have any permissions. I have not gotten up the cojones to ask. And I'm too afraid to dig up people's yards.
I'm not afraid to dig. I
don't want to fuck up their yards.
like to talk to people because reasons.
Well, I'm a little afraid. Like, hey, can I dig holes in your yards to look for stuff? It's just, I'm not in a big area for that kind of stuff. Most of the people in this town look at me just when I'm at the park. Like, what the hell is that chick doing? I mean, they know what I'm doing, but yeah. We have some pretty historical areas, and some buildings and yards I'd like to dig up. But I can't. I'm not that,
There you go, Lincoln. I got you.
What would the fertilizer be? What is that for?
Some fertilizer.
I don't know. Do not know.
That would be kind of a different thing though. It's like, hey, if you let me dig in your yard, I'll fertilize your lawn.
Right.
Might be a little bit of extra incentive for it. I mean, you never know.
I'm on Novus's stream. I just told him he was an ass and I was pulling his wrench. And I can't hear anything because I have him on mute. So oh, and I'm sure Mantic is Adriana because she was doing her show tonight. Oh, so you can grow some hair. Hey, if life handed you what it did, just roll with it. I know I'm fully tattooed too, for the most part. So, and most metal detecting
I need
summer.
to get more.
You need to get more.
Yeah,
I didn't know
there's
you had
no
any.
two ways about it.
I saw your face for the first time. And only because you said, oh, yeah, there is one video with my face on it. And I went, no way. Scrolling through.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
All your hair migrated to your back. We're going to do more wax.
Oh.
Oh, my God. That is like the best part of any movie ever, I think, is the wax scene of 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, no thanks.
Did you know he really did that? That actually happened.
That's real?
Yeah, that was real.
That's painful. That's what that is.
That was absolutely great. My ex-husband had a furry back and he hated it. And I was like, well, we could wax it. So I did like 2 strips and that was about it.
All of my hair, and my son is exactly the same. All of my hair is really, really fine. Like I have hair in my arms, but then it's like my chest, my back, like nothing. Like I don't have it. And my son's hair is so fine. Like when he's out in the sun, like you know, because it lights up like overnight. So he'll be like going somewhere and his head is fluorescent.
Right. Well, you guys are towheads. My youngest son is too.
Yeah.
Super, super freaking blonde. Oh my God, Josh. Oh. There's so many jokes. Just
That's
where
so
to go.
bad. That's so bad. Like, oh.
Oh, that's what he said. Oh. Oh my Lord.
Get a sham tramp stamp.
No
ShamWow.
ShamWow. Oh my God. That is like the greatest freaking, what do you even call those guys? Infomercial dude. That's like the greatest infomercial dude story ever.
Right?
It says, wow, mom. Oh, good Lordy. Some of you guys, if you want to come in here, you're more than welcome to. Everybody's being wimpy tonight. Hi, Tennessee Adventures.
I had some Taco Bell for dinner. I didn't want to make anything.
Oh, I need a steak bowl.
But tomorrow night I'm thinking about some burgers.
We did burgers last night. They're actually brought
Burgers.
burgers. Johnsonville brought burgers.
Some burgers. What's up, Blues?
We did burgers last night. Well, they're actually brought burgers. Johnsonville brought. You gotta mute it, dude. You know the rules.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're off the team.
I'm off the team. I got fired already.
Fail.
Ejected.
Damn the luck. Hey, CJ, I just did a box. I just did a box of quarters.
How much do you hit yourself?
The third quarter I looked at, because I separated them. The third one I looked at was the DDR.
Well, you know what?
I suck.
Screw you.
You can go fly a freaking kite
I got
off a short pier.
I
You know
got
what?
no
Hold on.
W's though.
I have to respond to a Facebook invite right now. You can go F yourself. Dude, and like just like I can't find squat. I just can't find squat. Like all of the stuff is just it's stupid. Like I hate it.
CJ,
Yes.
I found a little quarter tonight.
I quit. I'm done. I'm out.
It's a D, but I found a little quarter. It's a D, but if that makes you feel better. But that gives us hope, right?
No, that makes me want to just literally go to the bank, get the next box, drive
Open
a
it right
block
there.
away, and just open them up into the machine. And just
I was so happy.
kills me. Just stupid.
I found a proof Wisconsin quarter and a Lowell quarter. And
Ooh,
I found
Wisconsin
zero
have-
proofs,
no, it
zero
didn't.
satins, zero S's, zero varieties, and zero silvers. Like I'm pretty sure quarters are telling me to go F off.
And I found a magic quarter and a roll of halves. So
Oh
that
my-
I was really excited about.
I'd be excited about that too.
I was even more than silver. I was really excited about that. So
Stupid.
no. Don't burst my bubble, CJ. Come on now.
I'm
I'll
just
say
saying, when a tiny
coolest
island
quarter
in the middle of the Pacific can get 2019 quarters,
Right?
and I can't get a freaking 2019 quarter in a whole state,
I found.
I think that it can jump off of a short pier. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I'm with you there.
God, what the
Yeah,
hell is that, Amy?
I think this quarter totally represents how you're feeling right
Yes. Yeah, it does. Is that what is that? Is that shot or did somebody make it a
now.
button?
There's some kind of, I don't know if it's solder or what, and then there's like some kind of epoxy.
Ew.
What
Yeah,
does the reverse look like?
it looks like a reverse.
Oh, so it's just the face of it. Oh, okay. So it looks like a button or a pin.
Yeah, it looks like somebody took something with solder. And I don't know. But
Yeah,
I did find
It
five.
wouldn't be a bullet because the bullet, if it was actually shot like that, would be deflecting the other side.
Right. No, it's not a bullet because the other
Yeah,
side's
it's neat.
fine. It's solder or something of that sort.
Like flux.
Yeah. And then it's got like some kind of hard epoxy.
Oh, dimes. Okay.
Well, maybe it was on. Maybe somebody had it on a button or something. Made it
If
into
we're gonna
a
open up the dimes, then yeah. Ugh.
Maybe it was Mr. Doughboy was trying to make
Probably-
something.
The nicest one I found, which really doesn't say much.
Hey, CJ,
Yes,
Naked
sir.
eye, it looks
I
good.
don't want to bust your
No.
bubble, but I just found another one.
What'd you
This is-
find, Blues?
Another DDR.
Which one?
2013 Philadelphia, South Dakota, DDR5.
What
What one's that one?
South Dakota have?
It's on his nose.
On his no.
I
On his
North Dakota. No,
South
South Dakota. Fuck.
I went through the whole box and separated all the P's that had some type of variety or error on. And then I separated them into years, and now I'm going through them years. So I just started and already found two 005s.
Can you show it, Blues?
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know,
I don't know the state quarters.
that's-
I look.
That's entirely too much effort. I mean,
yeah. I know. I have very limited ones that I looked for. So
It is a lot of effort. Yeah, it is. I've been separating quarters for 6 hours.
well, you heard me earlier. I said, when I first started out, I saved everything. So I literally have boxes and boxes of dye chips and this and that. And I'm seriously, I mean, I could probably get like $200 in if I turned it all in.
Oh, I would, just because like I can't.
Well, I'm seriously considering it. I'm thinking, I mean, that could buy me, I could start all over.
Does this one? Oh, I hate how Hangouts is backwards.
Oh, I know. I hate that too.
This
I really
one is
wanted to
a
try
bit of a No, I think that's just.
Oh, are you looking at the bear claw? Yeah. That dye tip on the bear claw.
Yeah, on the very end.
Yep.
I have some that are on the very first claw. This one's on the last one.
Yeah.
I find.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, Blues?
Yep.
What? Okay, pull out. I've been hanging out at Novus's stream too long. Whatever. Don't judge me. Back the microscope off.
You have been judged.
I've been judged.
I need to go over there and give him some more shit.
Yeah,
Oh
I've never
my
been
God.
told to do that before.
Pull out.
I don't know if that's a good thing to
People
say.
are going to talk.
Thing to say. Oh,
Okay.
there you go, dude.
Back your microscope up a little bit, Blues, because I don't know what I'm looking
That
at.
little tiny line.
It's
right
so
up
minor though. Like, oh,
Yeah, it is. They're real minor.
Wait. No.
Okay.
Look.
but still, I mean,
Oh, is that that's I love that one. I think that's one of the coolest looking ones that's out there. It's like
It's real-
3D.
They're real minor.
see that the one that I want to find is on the 2015. What is that? Nebraska
The
with
Which
the water pump double.
Oh
in the
yeah,
window.
I found that one, and I also found the leaking bucket on that one too.
What the? I quit.
Um,
I'm out. I quit.
I got to my 15.
that was a long time ago though, Blues. I found that in Pocket Change a long time ago.
Garbage.
But you work and stuff. I don't do anything but sit around and look at coins all day. So, I mean, I have an advantage. I literally got 2 boxes of halves this morning at 9 o'clock. By noon, because I separated the dates that I look for the DDOs and DDRs. And by noon, I had them turned back in. I got a box of quarters and a box of nickels. So, I mean, and normally I'm doing that with just Lincoln cents. So
Need to go burn some
I go through a lot of coins a day.
pennies again.
Burn some pennies.
Yeah.
Why?
We go through and you just get like 2 or 3 boxes of pennies and you just unload on them. Just go.
Oh, burn! I thought you meant like you're lighting them on
Yep.
fire.
I'm gonna go light them on fire.
Oh my god.
That's how much I don't like them right now. light the crap on fire. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, CJ, I got a question for
Poor
you.
CJ.
I got 5 of the bicentennial quarters. 3 were P's, 2 were D's,
Uh-huh.
and some of them are really freaking nice.
Okay.
But I don't, because one, I probably don't remember because I had a couple of beers, but that looks to me like you were talking about the drum, and the article I read was about
Yes.
the drum,
Yes.
Full drum lines.
full drum lines,
Yeah.
right?
So, yeah. So what you're looking on the bicentennial quarters is that those notoriously had weak strikes. So weak strikes, and that front of the drum right there is basically one of the high points on the reverse of the coin. So it's a double whammy right there. So if you have like right there, you have the rim, which is okay. I mean, those two exist, but when you have like all of the lines of the edges of the drum
Mhm.
and that top line of the drum, those when it's crisp like that, those will command a premium.
So that's a weak strike.
That is
Yes.
a weak strike.
Okay.
So basically, if I don't see at least a full ring of drum,
Mhm.
I'm just going to toss it, because you're going to find a ton of those, even if they're in good condition,
Right.
with those, double whammies. That is going to represent the
So
highest percentage of the population
that
for
one
that coin.
as good as the first one. And here's the fourth one. Whoop. Get back here. That's not as good. And that's the last one, which is negative.
Yeah, which is gone.
So the nicest one out of all of those was the first one. If I can get it back, and but it needs to have all of the full drum line. Okay,
What year's the drum?
76.
that's bicentennial.
Oh, damn! I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I had
you want to look at the D's because they have a really strong double die-up verse.
Yeah, Wexler's didn't say anything about the 76s.
You got to check out the D's, dude.
I don't know if I want to dig through $490 worth of quarters again.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I just
And
I got
like
five out of
the
100
key
I got.
the key to the 76 quarter was that the guy who wrote the article talked about that he went through thousands of mint sets. So if you were to even remotely get one that had full lines on the back in circulation, that probably came from a mint set at some point.
Gotcha. I did get 2 Minnesota quarters.
The trees.
With the trees. I don't know if they're the double dies or not. I haven't really looked at
Look
them.
on the right side of that one tree in that little space
Oh,
in
I
the middle.
know. I save all my Minnesotas.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. It's Michicana soda.
It's
Nope.
what? Michicana?
Michicana soda. Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Michicana soda.
Minnesota.
Nope.
No, that one's not.
So how did Pusa end up on your channel today?
Show
That
up.
was
I've been
really
on there
cool. Oh, you have?
Oh yeah, I've not
That
been
was really
like,
cool.
guest on this, but I've
I
been
was
on.
like, I was confused at first because when it showed up on my notifications, your thing, it had him as like your,
Yeah,
my
thumbnail.
or whatever.
screenshot. Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. It says Youper Girl. Poos is on there. And he was in like his studio. I was really confused.
It was a party.
I
Yeah.
know. It was really cool.
No, he just decided to stop in and he jumped on the stream. It's just super freaking cool. I haven't been a guest on their stream, but I've been on their streams before.
Yeah, I was freaking out today that Chuck Daughtry popped into my stream this morning. I mean, I
Yeah.
talk to him and stuff on Facebook all the time, and he's come in the chat in my stream a couple times. But when he turned up on the Hangouts, I was like, "Oh, hey, Chuck." That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
He's actually going to do the coin seminar.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
that'll be really cool.
You
I
guys
don't
are all
have
high
a
rollers.
clue as to what I'm doing.
No,
Just saying.
I felt like a rock star though. I'm like, yeah, Chuck Daughtry, copper coins. But I feel like that when Ken comes on too, I tried to get him to come on, but he didn't.
Yeah, I had that.
and
that
copper
too.
coins and the penny parent. See, I'm not cool like you guys. I got nobody.
Chris Rhodes. You do
shut
too.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, I
Wah.
get Blues, Kent Peavy, and Jeffrey Shumar.
Listen, it don't get any bigger than Ken Peavy. Come on now. He's the main attraction. He just doesn't get all the publicity that he should. I loved his video. Did you guys watch his video?
I watched about half of it. Yeah,
That was so freaking funny. Because
I
you
think
know he's like,
the first part. The first part was great. It's like, and this coin sold for $108,000, and you will find this in your pocket change. Okay, no, you will not.
right? I loved that. He's like, okay, now let's get down to the truth. That was freaking fantastic. I put it on the YouTuber channel. I put it on CoinOp. I was like, you must watch.
Right.
I wonder if I can pin that on YouTuber. Let me see what I can do.
Talk about clickbait. Ken's getting into the clickbait game.
Well, that clickbait has been around for a long time.
I know.
It's nothing new.
That was kind of what he was like spoofing, I think.
I might have Christopher Rhodes on the stream tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah, he's been popping in. That's really cool.
Yeah, I sent him an invite. He'll try to make it.
That's awesome. Amy, what are you going to do for the coin seminar?
I have no freaking clue. I honestly don't. I have no
Canadians.
idea. And that's the thing is I'm trying to think back to basics, and with Canadians, and I'm going, it all runs the same. So
Yeah, but
I don't know. And I have to leave next Wednesday. I have to drive to Missouri for my brother-in-law's funeral and stuff. I won't be home until that Sunday. And that leaves me about a week. So if I can come up with something and think about it, I'm trying to figure out what I could do. But off the top of my head, I don't know. And yeah, so hopefully I'll come up with something. But
I haven't. This will be my first one doing a stream. You know, I've always been behind the scenes. And it's so funny because I was talking to Ken this morning and I said, you know, maybe I'll do like a group type thing. And I said, would you be willing to do it? And I said, maybe I'll get Shay on there. I don't
That's
have
what he was talking about last night.
That's what he said. He said, we were just talking about that on CJ's last night.
Yeah.
So I told him if one of you guys wanted to do that, that was fine. Cause I didn't know you guys had talked about it. Cause I have no idea what to do. And he just suggested that maybe we like talk about like finds that we find or have found in like during doing coin roll searching and stuff. So
right.
I don't know. But you're I don't know. What do you guys do? What are you doing, Blues? You had mentioned last time you were going to do something this time.
Yeah. I'm going back and forth if I'm going to do a show for the seminar or not.
Oh, you have to.
I am so far behind in just my reading on my coin magazines and doing this and doing that.
Talk about
something you know.
Talk about the things that you're reading, the books that you're reading and stuff. And CJ's got all his resource things on his. What are you doing, CJ? Do you know?
My son has Taekwondo testing that Saturday.
Oh.
So I may not be doing anything Saturday. I don't know if I have him the rest of the day. Like I could possibly do something on Sunday, but I was thinking about different topics, and like if somebody wants to collab on this one, then I'm totally fine with, and they can just roll with it. But I think attribution, in kind of any sense, whether it be digital or from a book, I think that is a basic that has not been touched much.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
So you
Well-
take, and so you explain, you got your coin, and then you're looking for dye markers,
Mm-hmm.
and what dye markers are, like specific scratches or specific lines or specific details, and then how those compare to either the online or the book form. Like you may do an example of both, so that you can attribute what your variety coin specifically is.
Right.
Because I like what I'm kind of seeing is a lot more of people sending pictures and posting pictures to have somebody basically do the work for them.
Oh, all the time.
And I think that's because they just don't know how to do it.
All the time. You and I see you do it all the time on Facebook, and I do it too, where we just have gotten to where we'll just post a resource and say, here you go, like look it up. And people also have gotten kind of to where they're, instead of looking for the variety and then attributing it, they're looking for, they're finding like, oh, does it have this dye marker? Then it must be a DDO,
Right. So I think if somebody, and this could be something that, like maybe Blues and Uber can tag team or something like that, because there's a lot of design varieties, and to transition both the US coins and the Canadian coins, like with that attribution piece, like Blues can do the American side, and Uber, you can do the Canadian side, and that way, because any coin roll hunter is going to come across Canadian coins. It's a matter of fact
yeah,
that
all the
happens.
time.
Right.
And so that if you had that branch across the same subject, both online and in a book, like specifically what dye, and preface it, dye markers, these what they are, this is what you're looking for, and to really be able to explain that, okay, you have your coin, you think that it's this, here's a way to basically prove it. And with the concept that dye markers are a way to help you attribute the dyes used, it doesn't necessarily mean that that dye is a double dye. Because
Right.
you could have a double dye obverse and have specific known dye markers, with that emphasis on known, on dye markers on the reverse. Well,
Right.
if that obverse dye was then changed, then on the reverse dye, it's going to have some of the same dye markers for a while.
Yeah, because it's the same reverse dye. They
It's the
just-
same reverse dye, yes. Yeah. So that whole piece of stuff, I think has not been touched yet, and that would be a great piece for the coin seminar weekend.
I think that this Hangouts thing is really, I think that people are smart for jumping on this, because I think it has become a huge, I think people enjoy watching the interaction, and I think it's become a huge thing. I think that lots of people could do it. I don't see any reason why people couldn't collab on several different videos and streams. Kind of takes the pressure off too,
Right. I don't know if I could do the attribution thing with Canadians though. I don't feel like I'm confident enough with that.
Well, Amy, here's the thing with the Canadians. They think MD
Mm-hmm.
is doubled.
And
Well-
I think that's what Amy's fighting right now.
And I think that's really going to confuse a lot of people.
It is, and here's the thing: is it can be very hard to differentiate, and you really have to have the best equipment possible to differentiate. The one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know how the best way to explain it is, but here, I'll throw this under the scope real quick. And I'll grab a Canadian and then kind of, maybe this will be something I can do.
I'm
But
saving all my Canadians, and I'm just going to look through them once Amy gets her website up and running.
I'm just going to send all my name.
it's gonna be a while. Now I gotta move across the country and shit. But okay, so this is one of our pennies, right? Normal, plain Jane, 64D, nothing fantabulous. And we're gonna take a Canadian from, let's see, those are the 70s. Where are my 60s? Let me find a quick 60. Just kind of hopefully show a little bit of difference here. And this is the one thing that it was kind of like, you know, I got kids. I watch kid movies all the time. Love Despicable Me. Light bulb. The light bulb went off. And it was like, oh.
HD shovel, yeah. This is the new party line.
Okay, so if you look at the date on a Canadian versus the date on an American. Whoop, I'm going the wrong way. Son of a bee. Our dates tend to be very bubbly, for lack of a better term. Does that make sense? They're very rounded. They stick up a lot.
Yeah.
Canadians are very flat. So their double dies are going to look to us like machine doubling. We're used to seeing machine doubling as being very flat, very shelf-like. Canadian double dies are going to look like that. You have to be able to differentiate whether it is actually a machine doubling or a double die by the same factors that we use. Does it have, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for? The notched separate spots. Why can't I think of the damn term? You know, if the two was doubled, it would have separation right there.
Split serifs.
Split serifs, thank you. It's getting late, and I haven't eaten yet today. So that's the one thing, you know, that I've noticed thus far that really is a big defining factor between American coins and Canadian coins. There are a lot that are posted on Coins of Canada that are garbage. They're not correct.
See, and in that sense, I would not use that website as far as a variety source.
Exactly.
I would.
The problem being is there is
but
no
you,
other.
But you can present. You know, we have the difference between the Breton and the Charlton.
Well, the Charlton is going to give you your major, your big, ginormous varieties. It's not going to give you your everyday varieties. If you look at this too on the Canada, can you tell what variety this is just by looking at it?
Hanger.
It's a hanger. It's a hanging two. It's not going to, Charlton's not going to give you that. It's a minor variety. They only give you the major ones. So that's where we have the issue with Canadian coins. Your minor varieties and some of your newer stuff that has been found, if they don't recognize it, whoever these big guys are, it doesn't get put out there. And that's something I want to make, you know, accessible to everybody.
Well,
There is
have you found out like what their process is? Do they have like we have the single squeeze method now? What's their hubbing process?
No, I have tried to I have contacted the Royal Canadian Mint. They won't tell me shit. they'll say is what's on our website is their information, which is
And they have no information about how their dies
no,
are.
they don't have diddly squat. And I was literally just straight up asking them, back in the day, not what your process is today, but back in the day in the 70s and the 80s, 60s, 50s, 40s. How did you guys make these coins? Was it just like American coins?
Mm-hmm.
Use the same processes, or was it different? And that's
Yeah,
what
because if they had the multiple squeeze like we did, then their doubling would be the same, all
right.
their everything. I mean, they wouldn't have the MD would be MD. They're
Right.
doubling, like if it's a class 1 or class 2, it would be the same, or class 1 would be the same with notching and rotation and things like that.
I don't, and in all honesty, Paul, I can't answer affirmatively that yes, that is the way that it is, because I
Right.
don't 100% know. But I can give you my best educational guess, which is no, they don't have the exact same processes, because you don't see the same type of errors. You can have some. You can have brockages. You can have clip planchets. You can have all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You're doubling. You don't see it like you see it on American coins. Not even close. So
that would make, like you said, that would make anybody assume that they use the single squeeze.
right. And I can't seem to get a specific answer from anybody.
Yeah, because that would, I think, would answer a lot of, that would be the key, because then you could debunk their theories,
Right. And that's going to piss a lot of people off. That'll make a lot of people mad, I'm sure. But
the thing is that is a prime example of information that people don't know
and need to know. Yeah.
Well, that's true. But at the same time, I don't have all the extra information that goes with that to verify and back it up. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't want to go out there and be like, this is, I did that a little bit on the last one with some of their doubling and stuff like that.
No, you did fantastic on the last one.
But
the thing is that you can still present it in a way that it makes someone think about it.
True.
Because we have no idea. There could very well be somebody that is just hanging out and they're like, hey, well, I understood, this part of the equation. Here's the first half of the equation. Hey, this, I have my full equation now.
Wow, that is true.
And if
I know Potter's done a lot with Canadians, and I sent him pictures of this supposed, and that's what I did last one. Was the big one was the Queen's double face, because that is probably one of the biggest double dies that people, minor double dies that people really search for, and it's like, this is not doubling. There's no way on God's green earth this is doubling. And trying to tell people online and on Facebook, as we all know, is everybody who asks questions because they're not sure, then they know that they know for sure. So
and there's specific characteristics of MD, like it being on both sides of the coin, and the direction,
and that the whole metal slide. And the Queen's double face, they all have that metal slide, and that's what I call it. It's the metal just went whoop, it slid down.
Because if it's hub doubling, it's not going to be shelf life, no matter what coin it's on. I mean, you can look at coins from any country, anywhere, and the hub doubling is the same,
right?
No matter what country it's from. So, I mean, MD is MD on no matter what country or coinage it's on,
Right. No, you can find it on just about every country's coin.
Yeah. Any
coin slipping in the
anytime that there is hub doubling, it means that hub was squeezed more than once and transferred to the die. So, it's gonna have the same appearance and same characteristics, even if the devices are not, as the relief isn't as high or they're square or whatever, it's still going to have those same characteristics. So when I've seen the coins from Canada site and stuff, they're doubled. They're the coins that they have classified as double dies are MD all day,
Right. No, that to me was one of the biggest ones that I've seen that has been, it's been posted numerous times on the Canadian collectors sites on Facebook, and it's all over on Coins of Canada, and every single picture I've ever run across. And then I took pictures of my own and sent them to Ken Potter and said, please tell me, because I know this is a MD. And, everywhere else is saying this is double die.
Well, is there any books on, like, I know there's books on the US coins about how the dies and everything were made, but is there anything on the Canadian side for that?
For what part now?
For like dies or history of the Royal Mint or like anything on that level?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I know that there's Haxby specifically is working on the dies specifically for 1859s, but there was over 300 fucking die pairs. So that in itself is a lifetime worth of work.
Well, but that's just die marriages. Like,
right.
I'm talking about, but that's on a specific coin. I'm talking about the process, because I know that there's probably 3 or 4 books that are that specifically talk about the die creation.
I'm gonna say goodnight, guys. See you guys later.
Good night, hon.
Night.
Bye, Paula.
Bye, guys.
Everybody in the chat needs to cool out immediately, or I'm going to start timing people out. So I sent you, because you have a package coming, the list of Canadian coin books that I have.
Okay.
And there is numerous, there's a bunch of them. And just kind of going through here, I'm looking to see, because I mean, some of them are on specific tokens of the Thomas Church or the Presbyterian Church in Canada, very specific books. Let's see. I haven't found anything. So you have, Charlton's guides. They do Canadian paper money. They'll do the tokens. They'll do the coin.
Right. Yeah.
Things like that. But just in looking through this off the top of my head, I don't think so. And I haven't found anything like that. And you got to remember, after a certain point in time, you have to go back to Britain, because then they were done in the UK. They weren't done in Canada.
But so when I guess I would have to do research as far as when the Royal Canadian Mint started actually minting the Canadian coins.
1908.
1908. Okay. So that's around the same time that the US was using the steam presses. They were transitioning from the corkscrew press to the first steam press. And
Canada was using the steam presses.
Okay.
And I do know that. Because for the longest time, I was trying to figure out how these were getting made. And I kept looking up how Canadian coins were being made. And then I think we were on a live stream or something, and the light bulb went off because the blonde was kicking in something fierce. And I went, oh my God, they weren't even made in fucking Canada. They were made in the UK.
Right, but most of
So
the
then I looked
coins.
into, and they were using steam press. The UK was using steam press
Okay.
up until that point. At that point, it went to Canada. It went to Royal Canadian Mint. I have no fucking clue, and I can't seem to find much. And maybe I'm just typing in Google wrong. I don't know. But Canada's got a pretty tight lid on their shit.
Sounds like I may need to go research some crap tonight.
And if you don't know who you're talking to, I guess, you know, so.
Because I would assume at some point that the Canadian mints and the US mints were operating more or less at the same pace as far as equipment usage.
I would think so. I mean, in all honesty, I would think it would be right around the same. And that the processes were fairly close. But yet, I don't know if there's a difference between design-wise or if it's a process difference that makes doubling and things like that different. Because the one thing that kind of dawned on me was that American coinage is very bubbly, for lack of a better term, but we have a lot more rounded, sticks out more on our coins, where Canada's tends to be very flat comparatively. So it could just be a design difference that makes things look different.
But what, like, for example, like if you were to pick a year that would show a significant difference between the Canadian and the American, like what year, what decade would you be talking about?
Oh, I would stick with 50s, 60s, earlier Canadians. 60s,
Because,
definitely.
like,
Because our 60s pennies,
yeah, I was gonna
think
say
of a
our
68 penny.
60s changed around 69. 68, 69 is when
Right.
they changed from more of a bowl shape to more flat.
Right. So think about what a 60, what a
69
68, a 66. I mean, think how fat and bubbly those numbers were on our pennies.
Yeah, it's 69 that changed.
69 is where they got a little on the
one
flatter
that's
side.
flat, and then 68 and before was more scooped.
Yeah, and they're very rounded, and so our doubling is going to look, huge and monstrous versus a 68 penny on a Canadian, which is it's a very flat level.
Well, then, and the field is the interior of the coin is more flat, specifically because the rim is higher on the Canadians than the Americans.
Right. Which is why your Canadians usually look better.
Because that rim is protecting the design.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let's see what we got here. Turn my other light. Oh, we gotta get smart again. So I can see.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
That's a 32. And you know what? I just found a 32 wheat set. That'll be perfect. Hey, Blues.
Hi,
How goes it?
it's going.
So,
My
you
brain,
wanna,
my brain is dead.
is it? Mine's getting there. I haven't even freaking eaten yet today.
Oh God, I ate like a horse today.
Yeah, I need to eat. I know that. I'm starting. Now, how funny is that? I'm starting to get hungry. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I did a big thing of fried taters and scrambled eggs with beef summer sausage.
Nice. Hey, Alden, how are you? That is such a huge difference. I mean, I know it's beat up, but. Oh, crap. I just heard my cat. He's still outside.
What?
I'm a horrible kitty mom. Come on. I'm sorry. I know. Don't. You're fine.
Hey, Alden.
All right, I'm back.
Everything come out all right?
Well, yeah, I guess. Then I got hungry, so I had to make myself a sandwich.
Well, that's what I'm gonna probably after we this. I'm probably gonna jump off here and do that and go to bed. But so
Sleep
just
is
grabbing.
overrated.
I found a 32 wheat penny today, and I have a 32 Canadian.
Okay, show off.
Well, you know, just to give you a good idea of why there's such a freaking difference and why I think it's a design variety more than a process. A design difference and why things look differently. Because our coins are so rounded. Then you get to a Canadian. And it's very flat.
You know, it's kind of comical because when I went through that bag of 500 Canadians I got from an auction beginning of the year, I threw a lot of them back in the bag because I'm MD. Now I got to go through and dig them all back out again and relook at them. Someone's washing their hands.
Well, if you look at the die faces are going to be different, right?
Right.
But the process is going to be the same as far as the strike goes. Right?
Yeah.
So what would make a machine doubling on a Canadian coin not look like machine doubling on on an American coin?
I think the machine doubling is going to look the same regardless. Like what Paula said. Machine doubling process is basically the same. The doubling process is going to be the same. If the processes are all the same, because we don't know for sure, right? So if the process of striking the coin is the same for both, your doubling and your machining is going to be the same. However, what I'm saying is it's going to still look different because the design, the basics of the design are completely different. Does that make sense?
Well, yes and no. The only thing that is going to change what machine doubling looks like is the profile of the die face. So if you have a die face that is a what's a good way to describe it? Rounded. Then that doubling is going to show up. Machine doubling is going to show up different from a die face that is flat.
Right. But if your devices are already flat, your doubling is going to show up flat as well. I don't know. This is something we're gonna have to figure out because this is where I've been scratching my head, and I'm like, you know what? I don't freaking get it.
Okay, so when you find machine doubling on Canadian coins, what does it look like?
When I find what?
Machine doubling.
Well, let me see if I can find one here real quick. All my crap seems to be messed up. Is that it? Here, let me see. Oh. Nope. Where in the hell did it go? Oh. And the one that's labeled Queen's Double Face, hey? All right. Go down here. This is a Queen's doubled face.
Can you zoom down more?
Can I zoom down more?
Mm-hmm.
Why, yes. Yes, I can. That is a machine double. Which is constantly being toted as a double die.
Because her nose is supposed to be more rounded and not that witch.
Her nose should be out where that machine doubling is. It's taking away from her nose.
But for some reason, it doesn't have that clear shelf separation like what we see on American machine doubling.
Right. So it gets confused a lot as being a double die. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm trying to find I can't remember if it was the Howler or what.
There has to be something within their printing process to justify them calling it a double
Well,
die instead of MD.
That's the thing, Eric, and that's where the big problem lies, because they, being the Mint or any of these larger companies like Charlton, don't recognize them. They don't recognize that as a double die, which they shouldn't. The only website that is really out there for any normal run-of-the-mill collector like you, me, you know, whoever, is Coins in Canada. And that's just run by somebody like you and me. And he doesn't do his due diligence. And this is not the one, I don't think.
So he called it a double die, and then all of a sudden he's the
It
expert,
was
and people pay attention.
somebody had posted it as it was a double die. He took the picture, he posted it as what they said it was, and there you go.
And then it became law because it was on the internet.
And it's been, yep, and now there's a bunch of years of supposed Queen's double faces. I don't know. I have one
what
that
year is
is an
that?
actual double die. And from far away, it looks just like a machine doubling, but it's not. You have to get right into it. But I don't know where exactly it is at the moment, which is
What year is that that double face?
Where's the double face?
No, what year?
This particular one is a 78, which is not listed on Coins in Canada. You can find them in the 60s, in the 70s. But I do have one somewhere that I have to dig out now because I don't know where it went. And, you know, there on the lettering, from, like I said, from far away, it looks just like a machine double. It looks like one of our machine doubled state quarters type machine doubling, or that you find on a Kennedy half. But when you actually get up into it and look at it, it split serifs all the way around. So, because this is what the Queen really should look like. I mean, her nose has a little knock
Right.
in it, but
And I think for that particular coin that you have, there's just wear on the face that is getting rid of the shelf. Because I'm looking at pictures on a 1966 where it says doubled Elizabeth, and you look at it and it is 100% shelf machine double.
right.
And especially when you can find the same look of quote unquote doubling across multiple years, that can't be a double die.
Exactly.
Because there's no possible way that you could have the exact doubling in the exact spot in the exact way across years
Numerous
of dies.
years. Yep. And you'll find it a lot too on the back of her neck.
On the 66, there's a double Queen's forehead, and it is machine doubled exactly like the one that you have.
Yeah, exactly. And this is on a 78.
So just the part on her nose, though, there's some kind of wear, either on the die or on the coin, that has obstructed that shelf.
Right on the bridge of her nose.
Right on the bridge of her nose.
Yeah.
And that's why that one looks different. Otherwise, it is going to be 100% exactly like an American regular machine doubled strike.
Right. Right. And that's what I'm saying. The machine doubling looks like machine doubling, but a lot of your doubling, unless it's one of those major varieties like a 69S or a 55 for us, they resemble machine doubling, and you really have to look closely. And I think that's because the devices on their coins are flat, a lot flatter, especially in the older ones, than what ours are and what we're used to seeing.
Oh, you know what? No, I see what you're saying now. Is that they're in Kyiv's design that shows up as relief on the coin, the overall height of that design is less than the overall height of, say, Lincoln's bust on like the 60s.
Yes.
Because the overall height of from the field to the top of Lincoln's profile is deeper.
Very much.
Hi, Terry. Welcome.
Hi, Terry. We're deep in coin talk, but this isn't about coins.
No, it's about the process of making coins.
Yes, now we're on the process. Exactly.
We're
So,
arguing MD and double dies between
we're not arguing. We're trying to,
between the two nations.
It makes a big difference because there's a lot of people that find them and they think they got something, or they think it's junk and they might have something great.
So, but in that sense, a true doubled die would follow the exact parameters that an American doubled die, with the exception of the true doubling is going to not be as evident on circulated pieces because of the height of the profile.
Right. I don't think it's going to be as evident, and I think it's going to resemble more like a machining. However, it should still add to the device and with thickness, it should make it look bigger, not take away from it.
You know what I need to make? I'm gonna have to write this one down. Hold on, I'm gonna write this one down. Just because this feels like something that I'm gonna, wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and do anyway. You know how they have the Clash overlays?
Yeah.
Same concept, except for the overlay is the outline of what the design should look like.
Oh, there you go.
And it would be really fine. Like it would be, 0.1, 0.2 millimeters, black line or something like that. So then you could have that like transparent overlay that you could put a picture of a coin and be able to see if it extends outside of the normal bounds of what the design should be.
There you go. That could work.
I mean,
I seriously just dropped a 69 proof Canadian nickel, and I don't know where it went.
that's not good.
OMG.
But something like that as a more specific, like a visual tool, I mean, it would be nice to have something that is more.
Uh-oh.
Don't do
I
that.
found it.
Everybody run. Everybody run.
No.
It was sitting in your lap.
Yes. I stood up. It decided to fall. Crap.
Because I think something like that would be cool. Is if you could. This is one of those like Dustin Morgan apps that need to happen. To have that design where you could basically open up the app, you know, the Looksee app, and have the overlay in, you know, over the top of your camera. To see if there's any doubling. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. Let me.
I don't know.
I got something here.
That hurts my head.
You're echoing, Eric.
I am.
You
Yeah.
are.
You've been echoing for a little while.
But that's on mute. How come you didn't tell me I was echoing?
Well, now
It
you're
wasn't that
good.
bad.
Oh, he just disappeared. Drop the grade. No, I dropped the coin.
Yeah, don't drop the grade.
Bad thing. Oh, I don't know which one it was. Shoot, why can't I remember? This one would be a good for if you look at the D and that last A in Canada, though, where it's not super obvious doubling. It's just thicker than it should be.
Right, but is that because it's doubled or because of the design?
I think
Because
that's
you have to think about this as a proof.
true.
They design proofs different, just like we do.
Well, whoever did it, they suck at their lettering. Jeez, oh Pete.
Well, it could be something that let's see. Do I have a picture? What year is that? 69?
Yeah.
5 cents?
Yeah, that's a nickel.
The website's
It is
garbage.
now down to an MS62 because I just freaking dropped it.
So if you look at the design, yeah, that's actually the design.
Is it?
Is
The D
that
should
A
be.
is it is thicker
All right.
than everything else. You know,
I
but
don't
like
have it up.
how you know when you look at, you know, something like that, like, you know, a coin like a proof or something like that you could open up, you know, using your camera, or God, it'd be nice to have like an overlay on a scope or something,
Right.
where you could basically have what the design, quote unquote, is supposed to be, and then you would just put your you know, put your coin underneath and see if there's anything that you know, that shows up.
Right. Oh, now I'm lagging. Really? Wonderful. Are you still here, CJ?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Just making
There's
sure.
blues.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that definitely I need to work on some more and figure out.
Am I echoing now?
Yes, no, sometimes.
You are coin now, yeah.
But I think something like that, as far as like, if you really wouldn't have to make too many like overlays to see, you know, to see doubling or to see you know, to see machine, but like the one that Blues has right now, that's machine because it is clear shelf, which means that even though the depth of the top of the profile to the fields is smaller in comparison to the depth of the profile to the fields in American coinage,
Mm-hmm.
the process is exactly the same.
Right.
Because it is still that die shifting or that planchet shifting in one way or another, and that is basically the flat face of the die that is hitting the edge of the design, which is by definition machine doubling.
Right.
And it's not doubling; it's just creating it's reducing the design.
And the funny thing about it is that Coins of Canada, they got this marked as a DDR.
Exactly. That's my freaking point.
Well, but we've already discussed that double dies are not classified correctly on that website. Just period.
That website is not correct when it comes to double dice. There's a
Right.
few in there that are, don't get me wrong, but the majority of them are not. They're machine doubles. So now we get into finding a lot of our lesser variety double dies, true double dies, what the processes were to make those double dies, and find out if there's any sort of classifying system already in place or not. But nobody in Canada seems to want to give up their information for nothing, at least not without some freaking money in hand. So
I don't know what the big secret is on not having the information on how the coins are made available.
I have no clue.
I mean, we could find that information for.
I've tried Googling that every which way from Sunday, and I have come up with shit.
Yeah. And if you do that for U.S. coins, there's.
You can pretty much build your
1,000
own
websites
machine and do it yourself.
Yeah. Maybe they don't want the U.S. to know their secrets.
I don't know, but this is coming from the people who had to totally scrap an entire design for a coin because they posted both freaking dies together and they got stolen.
That was that mail thing you were talking about, wasn't it?
I posted a video about it. Why does Canada actually have a loonie?
Yeah, I think I've seen that video.
There was 2 sets of dies, the master dies. They were supposed to be sent separately. They're not supposed to be sent together because that's just dumb. So obverses should have went in one package, reverses in another. And they went by train, and the company decided not to insure them or something like that. And so they ended up getting ripped off. They ended up getting stolen. Package got stolen. Those dies are officially gone, missing, never to have been seen thus far. It is still an open case that is pending. And all of a sudden, Canada went, oh shit, what are we going to do? We need to make dollar coins. So they took a design that was originally said, no, we don't want that design. And they went, okay, we'll use that design. And they hurried up and made some dies. And that's how they got the loonie. And that's now what the Canadian dollar is. Because it was the Voyager's design, which is the canoe. So they had to scrap that design. So if any coins came out past that point, no. Yeah. And I think they had shipped it. It was like $23 or $45 or something. And they decided to save that money. Oh my God. What? Too funny.
Yeah.
But people make stupid mistakes all the time. So But that is how Canada got the loonie.
That's awesome.
So, anyway, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to get something to eat and go to bed. I got to be up in a few hours to get my kids off to school anyway. So,
Okay.
but thank you guys.
Yeah.
Most thank you.
Thank you.
Lincoln
cool,
can't
man.
do foreign coins. Well, why not? There's nothing wrong with them. Don't be racist, Lincoln. It's just Canadian.
All right, Amy. Thank you very much. It was
All
fun.
right.
I got
Have a
one
good
out.
night, guys. I will
CJ,
talk to you later.
y'all have fun.
See you later.
You too. Bye.